I just stacked them for the colors. And then starting technologies, I put them on my action card. Guessing this is a destroyer.
What's the starting?
The destroyer. Do you have that card? Check on the back side of it.
Yeah.
Flip it over.
So that'll be a card in here.
So do I put my guys up here?
Yes. So your space dock, you don't normally everybody else has to put them on a specific planet, but yours can just fly around. So you can put it up there. What you're probably going to want to do is, I mean, it doesn't really matter until you move out.
Does it matter what
But
planet
each
your
of
space
these
dock is
carriers
on?
are probably going to carry like 2 of your little guys, and then these are going to be like your cruisers and your fighters. So they'll basically just all be there. The only thing that matters is you want to be on the one with the higher production. So yes. Because it's only allowed to produce an amount of units equal to that number.
What
plus
produces units?
the space dock, which
You
is
only
a
have
little
one planet,
circle.
so for you,
It doesn't really matter for you because you're just going to start it on your home planet.
So I saw Mad Max yesterday.
I heard it was really good.
It's one of the movies that I wanted to see.
We saw it last night.
Oh, did you get my
What'd you guys
flag?
think?
Oh no.
What do you think, Jeff?
That was okay.
It started intense and ended intense. I thought it was. I also like it was really clean. Like I didn't notice any language, no sexual stuff or nothing. It was just like even the gore when people blew up and stuff. It wasn't like body parts
It's
flying.
like
all
I'm
over the place.
placing it wrong.
But oh my goodness,
Yeah,
like the
only
opening
thing
scene
is
with
that
them
this
chasing
starts like
people.
on the actual planet.
Oh, okay. Is there a difference? Does it?
It can't move around, so
Hers
it
can.
stays there.
Okay.
Yep, and it produces things for you. These guys can also be on the planet, but you're probably going to want to carry them around on your little carrying ships there. Okay, so basically the way a round starts is that we each choose one of these strategy allocation cards, and basically they're going to allow you to do an ability like once per turn. So I'll just start and go down the row and try to explain what you should then do. So the initiative basically means that you go first during the turn, and you also get to pick first next time. And you're also the speaker for the round, so sometimes political things can, like the speaker breaks ties and things like that. So basically this card is basically allowing you to pick first next time and go first during the current round. It also allows you to do the secondary action on all of these for free. So I'll explain what the secondary actions do as we go along. So the second card is Diplomacy. What it does is basically makes another player not able to attack you during that round. So like if someone's right beside you and they have a whole bunch of ships, you might want to take Diplomacy to make it so that they can't attack you. But you have to actually play this card and choose that player.
Right.
The secondary action on that is if somebody spends a command counter, they can unexhaust 2 of their exhausted planets. So if their planets get spent, then they can undo them. And basically we'll go over all the secondary ones each time like it comes up, because then each person has a chance around the table to do them. Political is going to give someone a whole bunch of the action cards, which have just all sorts of different abilities on them, which are all normally pretty good, at least for some things. There's also ones that can counter other action cards. But you take political if you want to do action cards, and they're also going to look at the political card off the top of the deck, and then we're all going to resolve those based on how much diplomacy people have that's unexhausted.
Can you only take the political card if you have that? Or are there other ways to get cards?
So basically, when this card is taken, we draw the top 3 cards. Whoever chose this draws the top 3 cards of the political deck, and then places one of them face down on top of the deck. And then one on the bottom of the deck. And then, so yeah, basically they're going to set up the political deck each time that they start. So, okay, so the first agenda automatically gets done, but then after we vote on that, then they get to set up what the next agenda will be for whenever someone
So
picks
they
this
know
card.
and nobody else knows.
So they'll know what the next like law that could be passed will be. So when you take this card, you get action cards, and you also get a way to influence what you're going to be voting on. So basically, you're proposing the laws. Then the secondary ability on this is that people can spend a strategy allocation to just draw 1 action card. You can get 1 action card. So this is like the main thing for this is it triggers political, but if you take this, it's mostly because you want to influence the political thing and then get a whole bunch of action cards. so that's really good for getting
Is
this.
this your secret
Um,
ship?
Yeah,
Not your secret
Logistics is all about getting your command counters back. Command counters are how you take actions during the turn. So if you take this, you automatically get 4 more of those that you can place on your board wherever. So it can allow you to do a lot more actions or have a lot more of these to do for secondary actions or be able to have bigger fleets of ships on the board. So it gives you 4 of those. Then everybody else, without spending a command counter, can exhaust up to 3 influence. And for each 3 influence you exhaust, you get 1 command counter.
Do they come back on the next turn?
They come back immediately when this card goes up.
No, the influence.
Oh yeah, basically the way all of the influence is like on your planets.
Mhm.
So basically the way they all work is whenever you spend it, you exhaust it, and then at the end of an entire round, they all unexhaust. So basically,
They come back.
yeah, basically like during the upkeep or
Right.
the status phase, they all come back.
Replaces.
But everybody has to have passed during a round for that to happen. Trade is all about trade goods, which are kind of goods that you can get that you can spend on different things. Trade goods can also be traded in between players to do like deals and stuff like that. Like, hey man, I'll give you 2 trade goods if you like don't take this planet or go the other way, or don't. Hey man, I'm gonna attack you. No man, I'll give you a couple trade goods. Please don't attack me. Different things like that.
And those lion people that you passed on, you would have had to.
Yeah,
you can't break their trade.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
the lion people get tons of money from this card. But basically, whoever picks this card can set up trade agreements with other players, and they can also approve and deny any other trade agreements from other people.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so normally they start up themselves and they say, who wants to trade with me? And they pick whoever, because different races have better like trade values. They set it up, and they can also say, yeah, nobody else can do it because that's not going to help me out. How is that going to help me out? Or you could be nice. The secondary ability on this, if you don't want to set up the trades, is you can just cancel everybody else's trade agreements. So you just mess everybody else up.
That's awesome.
The secondary ability on this is you can spend a command counter to get trade goods for all of your current trade agreements. So that's what people are going to be doing for the secondary on that. Warfare, as we take actions, we're going to be placing command counters on the board to take the actions, and that's how you move ships in. Warfare lets you take a command counter off of the board. So like say you wanted to move into this planet or this area, and you move this guy and a couple of your things, and or actually that's his tokens, but you know what I'm saying. Rob's trying to move his stuff in there and spent one of his counters there, but he wanted to move this again. If you had Warfare, he could take this off the board, because once you have ships in an area with one of the command counters, you can no longer move that during the same round. So Warfare allows you to take this off the board, put it back onto your board, and then those guys can move again. So it allows you to maybe get a jump on someone because they thought you couldn't move the ships or different things like that. The secondary action on this is you can spend a command counter to move a cruiser destroyer units anywhere on the board to an adjacent empty place. So they can move guys, and we'll talk about all the secondaries basically when they're happening, and I'll just keep describing.
When you move into an area, can you automatically attack that planet, or is that like it's one turn to move into the area? Then
You can take the planet if there's no one else there, and if
Got
there is somebody else there and you move in there and attack, like the attack would happen.
Okay, so moving in, you can also attack at the same
Yep.
time.
The technology card, you automatically get a free technology. And then everybody can spend strategy allocations to pay $8 to get a technology. There are also like discounts on specific planets. If you have like a bunch of planets with these red on it, then red technology would be cheaper. If you have a bunch with the green on it, then green one would be cheaper. And it's one cheaper for each one of those planets that you have. So just for free technology is basically what that one does. Then Imperial 2 is the main, like one of the points of the game. This allows you to claim multiple objectives, which claiming objectives is actually the point of the game, which I haven't actually gotten to yet. So these objectives here, you can only claim the ones that this red thing is far along here. So the first round you can claim this one, which is I've won a space battle against at least 3 opposing ships in one system this turn. So basically you attacked somebody and wrecked them. Then you can put your thing on there. Once this goes further along, you can do any of the ones that are further back. So there'll be a whole lot more options. This card, when you choose it, it allows you to do multiple of those in one round instead of just one. Because normally you can only do one at a time. So if you have multiple of those that you qualify for, you can gain a whole lot of victory points in one turn. The other thing that this does is if you control Mechatol Rex and you spin this card, you just get a victory point. So if you control the middle and you use this, it's like, well, I gain a point. So,
Okay.
so that's one of the things about controlling the middle, is this card's really good for you then. Or for the secondary ability on here is you can build a space dock on a planet that you just conquered that turn. So normally you can't immediately build something in a place that you just took over. Well, if you do the secondary ability on this card, you can immediately build a space dock there. Okay, I know that's confusing, but
You're doing great.
so basically the point of the entire game is to claim objectives. We're trying to get to 10 points. Each round, this will tick up one, and you'll be able to claim any of the objectives that are here or further back. So if we were at turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we were at round 5, then you'd be able to claim any of these objectives. And you can only claim one each round unless you have used the Imperial card, then you can claim multiple ones of them. But basically that's going to be how we're getting victory points. Also the other way is there is artifacts, which are these green cards on these 3 planets and on the wormhole nexus over there. Those, if you control that planet, you get a victory point for it. So that's 4 victory points right there, which one person's not going to control all 4 unless they're the Necrovirus. No, I'm just kidding. But basically, if you control those, you have a victory point, and if someone takes that planet away from you, you lose the victory point, and they would get the victory point.
If you control this, and then Steven
Comes and takes it,
comes and takes it,
you would go
lose your
down
victory
1,
point?
he would go up 1. Yep. And yeah, so the first person to get to 10 wins the game, or if this gets all the way over to Imperium Rex, so after we've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, once we do 8 rounds, at the end of that round, the game's over. And whoever has the most points at that point wins. And also, I'm pretty sure if there's like a tie, it's whoever has the highest initiative. So whoever took like the 1 card or the 2 card, or whoever has the highest in between those. Because whenever we go to claim victory points, it's done in initiative order. So if you were claiming your last 2 victory points for some reason, if you had the 1, you would win the game before the other people get to claim theirs. So it's all done in initiative order. And honestly, they get progressively better the later you go in the turn. So like these cards are not as good as these cards, but these cards make you go later in the initiative. So that's kind of how it works.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I see.
But Matt, you get to pick first out of those. I know I just took forever to explain them, and you probably have no clue what they do.
Yeah.
But there is,
Technology.
and there's initiative, diplomacy, political, logistics, which gives you more command counters, trade, which lets you set trades, warfare allows you to move more, then technology allows you to get just straight technology. He's gonna take technology. Okay, so going backwards, so now the Necrovirus gets to pick, because he got to pick second to last in the plans.
Oh, so what am I picking? Which one of
You're just
these?
picking which one of these strategy things you want to do. And for this to happen, you basically just have to say, I'm taking this as my action for the turn. So you can either do command actions to move things around, or you can do this to actually do your technology.
So,
Nobody is going to be able to do the secondary ability on this one the first turn now. So,
okay.
because
Does
they're not
the
going to have that.
primary immediately happen, or can it be used in your turn?
It used during your turn as an action.
Right.
So like with diplomacy, the secondary on that allows people to unexhaust planets. So you probably want to do that as the first thing on your turn, so people can't take advantage of the secondary part of it.
Right.
Because if a lot of people exhaust their planets, then when you do diplomacy, it happens. But these have to be played as well. So like on your turn, if you have the card, you have to play it. Initiative doesn't actually have an ability. It just gives you the speaker token and allows you to pick first next time. So like you pick technology. If you really want technology next time, you might take initiative so you know you can get technology.
Right.
So that sort of thing.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so you have initiative, which allows you to go first and pick first next time. Diplomacy, which is pretty much useless at the beginning of the game because no one's beside each other. Political allows you to get a bunch of action cards and then set up like the political cards. Logistics allows you to get a bunch of command counters, which are going to allow you to have bigger fleets and do more actions. Trade allows you to do trade goods, which you're not really a trading guy anyway. Warfare allows you to move your guys a little bit more and get to jump on people. And Imperial 2 is probably not going to be that important right now either because we only have one that we can get anyway and no one's sitting on Rex.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put that extra one right there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Just remember, I mean, it's not going to matter because you're not going to be switching those around that much anyway.
Take the card, just sit over here.
Yep.
I can't.
So you just sit down with your sheet. So I guess I picked next. I only have one cruiser.
So, I'm assuming, did I
I'm
miss
gonna
a
go
lot
ahead
of
and
this?
pick warfare.
Is it my turn?
No, ma'am. It's mine.
You
I
picked
was gonna
first.
pick.
I picked this?
You
Yeah,
picked
remember
the
you put your
planet area
planet
first.
Oh, so I picked last.
So
We're doing round.
So I
round
picked
robin.
now, right?
No, because you did your planet.
You picked
second.
yours second. So
Yeah, have you not picked yet?
Not yet.
Yeah,
He just picked what I was gonna pick.
So pick trade
What'd you
or political. I picked
Warfare.
warfare. So basically, I can take the command counter off of one of my things.
Nobody's gonna pick speaker? Wow, okay.
So how do you claim planets as your own? You have to move.
So you have to move there, and I'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
Your turn.
Action cards.
Does it immediately happen?
Nope, it happens when you actually take it.
Okay.
Okay, no, so your choices are not super good. There's only 3 left,
Me or?
but yours, because you're the only person left.
Well,
So diplomacy, which is
I was
not really
gonna
going to
take
matter.
one, so-
Yeah. So you can pick first next time. And you are currently the speaker, and that does matter sometimes. So from now on, it's going to go clockwise from her when we pick those. So now I get to go last. Okay. Whenever whoever has the number 1 is going to go clockwise from them.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as the races go, you have number 1, and you are. I need to actually figure out. There's Federation Soul. We have the number.
Oh, do you need this?
Yes. Some of them were in the boxes. Some of them were not. Hey, yes. Okay. No one has 2. Who has political? The Soul does.
No, mine doesn't go down here.
Logistics.
Mine doesn't go down
Hers can hover.
Who's gonna hover?
here.
You mean mine
I
can't
can
hover?
be anywhere.
Nope.
can be-
She's
I'm
the
the only one.
Nomads. You picked logistics. Did you pick trade?
Unfortunately, yes.
Trade is awesome. I don't see why you'd be sad about that. I picked warfare.
Don't touch my trade.
And then you
Don't
picked
touch my trade.
technology. These need to get out of here.
Just
Wow.
don't hand it to the orange guy.
That's really good.
Okay.
Okay. So green is trade goods.
So now we're ready to actually start the first round. And I know you said you want everyone to go first, but you picked number 1, so that means you go first. So I'll basically describe to you how this works. Is
We all stand up and laugh.
you don't have basically you can take actions on your turn. The different actions you can take are a tactical action, a transfer action, which is rarely ever done, or a
Guardians of
strategic
the
action.
Galaxy.
So really there's only 2 types you can take. Either A, you can take one of these counters off of your board and put it into a place to move ships into that area, and that'll activate that system. Or you can take the action on your strategic card, which yours doesn't have an action on it. So the only thing you can really do is spin these to move out your guys.
So I gain 1 trade good every time I acquire a new planet.
Yep, so you might want to go over here and jump on the one with 2 before anyone else gets there. And you also have 2 cruisers, so you could technically take 1 cruiser with 2 guys over to here and take both those planets and take your other cruiser the other way to take another planet on a different turn.
Okay.
So,
So you can't take 2 planets on one turn?
you can take 2 planets on one turn as long as they're in the same
I-
system.
It says that my space documents have a movement of 1, but may not build during the same activation which they move.
Yep,
Is it
so
by me?
you might not want to move them if you want to actually build more ships or anything this turn.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So if you activate the system that it's currently in, you can exhaust these planets to build any of the ships that are on this card. So basically your ground forces are going to cost 1 to build, your space docks cost 4, which you wouldn't need another space dock there. Your carriers cost 3, so basically you can build these different things. Fighters, you get 2 of them for 1. So basically you can build more ships, but you're going to want to move these guys out first.
So where do I move this?
I wouldn't move that so that way you can actually build with it.
You said these. What'd you
But
say?
if you move, these guys can carry the flags, and you're going to want to move at least 2 of the flags there so you can
My
take
rolls
both
are
of
not
those
going to be good
planets.
this game.
Right, let's see what I can
And
do.
then you can choose to take fighters with this one, or you could choose to take your fighters that way, like next round or next time it's your turn. But you have your crews, like this actually has to go to carry these. So these guys carry those, and these guys can carry up to 6 people on it, or 6 things. But the fighters also have to do with something that can carry too, so the fighters can stay with
So
that
should I leave these 2 here?
one. If you want to try to go take that planet
That's
the next round too.
So
Because if you put all of your stuff here,
Mhm.
once this token's here, you can't
I forgot
activate.
it's 0.
You can't move people out of this area until
Goes
next
to the
round.
second
And
one.
I can't do any trade even though since I get one trade with,
So basically, you've moved people into here. Now you can colonize those planets.
but I
So
can't do it till next round.
you can do it right now.
Okay.
So you colonize both those planets if you put one
She's
of
taking
these
a
on each
planet.
of them, and then you get both these cards. And
Okay.
when you get those cards, your special ability gives you one of these trade goods for each one that you gain. And they come into play exhausted, so you have to put them sideways
Okay.
so they can't use their resources the turn that you gain them.
Okay.
So now, but you have the 2 money here that you could spend, so that's good.
And what do you use this for?
Basically, you use it to just buy things, and you can use it to try to bribe other people.
So does that mean my turn's over?
So that's pretty much your entire turn for that.
Okay.
Yep. And next is gonna be the Barony of, or the Federation of Sol.
Okay. So I'm gonna move these guys in here.
Okay.
I'm gonna take over. Actually, I'm gonna take over these 2 planets.
Okay. So you
Does
put-
that cost an action? Yes.
Yes, you have to put one of the strategy allocations in there.
Okay.
Question is, are you moving your little destroyer in there with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. I should have moved that. No, I'm not. Sorry.
Okay. That's fine too. Yeah, you might want to have the destroyer on the side that has a necrovirus on it.
Yep.
Even though I don't know that the destroyer is going to do that much against it.
No, I can't.
So that would
okay.
have to be a completely different turn.
They can't even move in.
No,
Okay.
because this is the action you took for your turn.
Gotcha.
So the actions are very short. So like she moved her stuff in, she took the planet, she got her trade goods, that was the end of her turn. And it just keeps going around until people don't have any more actions to do. And once it passes, then we put all of our cards back and we repick
So you
those
can
and
take
all.
another.
So you
action.
can't do that until
It comes back
it comes back around this little dial back to your
But
turn.
the round's not over.
Okay.
But the round's not over until you pass.
So that's just it's different than.
Oh,
than
yeah,
these
yeah.
two.
Okay.
So your turn, sir.
Okay. So my turn isn't actually done.
What is it? Oh yeah, it's definitely fine.
Until all of these are gone, pretty much.
What would,
And then this is your little mechanized unit too. So these guys can go on planets, and they're a lot harder to kill off of the planets because they can take extra damage and do extra attack.
And can't they shoot up at the ships too?
That's the PDSs. So those are different than these. This is but these things have to be carried on one of these unless you have a special technology that allows this
Which
guy to carry
things have to be?
so these are the people, so your ground troops.
that's a carry.
They have to be on the carrier.
These are
Ground
attack
troops
guys.
and fighters, right?
Ground troops and fighters have to stay with carriers. Also, these have to stay with
Unless
carriers.
you upgrade tech.
PDSs can also be moved on carriers. So those are things that can't fly around by themselves.
So where's this guy if he's not on the carrier?
So he would either have to be on this planet to help protect your home planet, or you can take him and put him on one of these planets over here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
What are these?
leave him here now.
So these, I should have, I guess, talked about this. These are wormholes, which no one's quite to where they can reach it. There's wormholes here. Basically, that means that this location is adjacent to this location.
Oh.
So if you wanted to and you were here, you can move to here.
And how do you get in here?
It's the same thing. So this location is adjacent to that
You
location.
can choose any of them.
Yep. So
Any of them
whenever
are
you move
matched.
out, you can fly over here, or you can fly over here, you can fly over here, just whichever direction you want to go. We also have to try to be careful because you know that everybody else is close to you because of that. So
So
Did you
I've
put your
done
thing
my
down?
action.
yep. So you have to put your strategy allocation token there, and you take both these planets. And I don't know if you did this, but the planets come into play sideways, exhausted, so you can't spend the resources off of them this turn.
Okay.
So not command pool, but strategy allocation. Right.
Command pool is the right one. Sorry if I said strategy
Put him
allocation.
in silence.
Anybody
My
want some
turn.
chips?
Yes, Barony of Lebanon.
Is there a
Now by turn you mean once all the actions are spent, then after that it's refreshed.
Yeah, that's the end of a round.
I don't do any of this yet.
So you can choose when to do that. So instead of moving, you can do that for your turn. Whenever you want to, you can say, hey, I'm going to do logistics now, and then you get the command counters, and then everybody gets a chance to do the secondary.
Okay.
But basically, the two actions you're allowed to do is you can move things, or you can do your card. So
Or- Can't do both.
you can't do both in the same turn, but when it comes back around to you, you can. So now it is, did you do yours?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it is my action, so I'm going to move, I'm basically doing the same thing as you guys did. I'm going to move these guys. I'm going to move fighter. Golly. I guess I'm gonna move a PDS over here too. And one of my cruisers. I gotta protect this area. So one on each of these. Fighter, cruiser, everything. And these come into play exhausted. And then it is Matt's turn. Oh, and I gotta put a command counter on here.
And we use a command counter to exhaust a planet and to buy stuff. Now,
No,
like my
yes.
homeworld's got two
basically,
planets.
Basically, if you spin a command counter here,
Yeah.
So since there's no ship here, this has to be on one of these 2 planets.
Okay.
But
I'm just saying it's worth the space dock. It's on that one.
Okay, it doesn't really matter. But if somebody came in to evade you, they would have to attack either one of those 2 planets. But basically, if you activate this one, then you can use your space dock to build more things.
Got it.
But you have to put one of your command counters onto here.
Got it. So it's per planet command counter.
So you have to use this to carry these 2 types of units,
Both.
unless. Yeah. So
Well, because I have stasis capsules, which lets me move 1 ground force.
right. So
But
this guy can go
not-
here, so you couldn't move the fighter. So if
Gotcha,
you're
okay.
moving that guy that way,
Perfect. We're not doing
yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Because then your other guy could go the other direction.
that. Yeah. Can I
So
move
he's
a
only
fighter with this?
occupying 1 planet,
Huh?
is that correct?
So your fighters
Mhm.
can't move around without one of these guys nearby unless you
Okay.
activate the technology.
Gotcha.
So if you've got fighters, you want them near this guy.
Okay.
The
Okay.
cruiser, which is this guy, can move on his own. But the fighters and these guys need one of those.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you need the carrier.
Okay. And then they can go on each one of those
You have to
planets, and
carry
then you
and
can
take
take
over
those planets off.
But you have to
Okay.
put ground troops on the planet to take it over, don't you?
Yes.
I'm a roll from the skies. I'm an angel.
Bro, you gotta have feet on the ground.
Boots on the ground. Gotta have boots on the
Okay,
ground.
so now we go back to you. So it's back to your turn.
So while she's deciding that, if I exhaust my home planet, and it's only that 1/4, I can't like do my system and get all 6 points. I can only get 4 points.
You can do your whole system. You can do any resources that you have. But we'll talk about it on your turn. Anyway, what do you basically?
Pikachu now.
You
What's
can't
this
really use this for anything right now, so you can
I can't
move
get
more
into
guys
it.
over and take over that planet, or.
This is a fun
Do I
cute
need to
game.
do
I've got
anything
this.
over here?
So
where-
basically, these guys are locked up as
yeah.
long as this is on here.
That's fun with the panda.
So basically, they're not going to be able to move.
I got
so
it
they're
for
gonna
my
have-
daughter for when she gets older.
This goes away at the end of the entire round after.
She's gonna be
everybody's
How
passed.
many times does it go?
Everybody has to pass. So basically, when we run out of
Hey, you got
actions to
one
do,
more?
or people decide they don't want to spend all of their
I
actions.
put this guy here,
And the one night ultimate
I'm
werewolf is
thinking
the
moving
best. It's
everybody but
so fun.
him and one of the
And
fighters or
it comes with
something,
an
does
app,
that make sense?
So everyone
or-
gets to play, and it's just
So
one
what
night.
stays here with
So it's
this?
not like multiple nights. So
You can
when somebody dies, the
you
game
can-
starts over.
you can leave
And so,
whenever
like,
you want
and
to
the
stay
app
there with
comes
this
with a
because
timer,
this
so
can
it can be
carry
anywhere
people.
from, like,
but you want to take at least
5-minute
one of these
games to
guys
10
over
minute
there
games.
with that,
And then it's over.
so that way
So that's why I like. So you
to
play multiple times. Usually when you play, you're playing like.
They'll help you
Yeah, multiple
defend
times.
this
It's-
stuff if
it's
you
a lot
move
of
it,
fun.
or
We
you
have a
can
blast
stay here to
when we
help
play.
you defend this.
In fact, that's one of Matt's favorites.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you probably
One
don't want
night-
to move this so you can actually build more
In
stuff.
fact, on
this
our last
round.
podcast, we
So if
talked
you
about
move
that. It's
this,
a great intro
you
game.
can-
So maybe
It
better
plays
put
anywhere
things
from like
there
5 to
and
10.
go ahead and add one here.
I mean, it might be fine because that way, nobody's going to be able to get
So-
in there, so you'll be fine.
And I think with the
And
expansions, you
I
might be able
still
to add
can't,
more.
until
into it.
everybody's passed,
So I
I
think it
still
might
can
bump it up to
activate
like
any of these.
15,
right?
yeah.
There's nothing.
Now, if you have the other werewolf, which I have, is
And
the
you took your
ultimate.
planet, so you get
plays
one more
anywhere
trade
from
goods
5 to
to
7.
planet. So that goes with your other trade goods. And then
But the app and
it
everything,
is Frederick Soul's turn.
Did you take a planet? You didn't take a.
I don't. That's your special ability. So
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's right.
My bad.
I would love to take a trade good to do that, but I don't get to.
Not to stay away from you or to come kill you.
Can't build ground forces with space stocks.
Okay, so I'm taking over this planet.
So it goes exhausted. You have to put a command counter on there.
Now, does it have to come from command pool? Can it
It
come from
has to
strategy?
come from command pool.
Gotcha.
I'm not taking out Steven or Darcy.
And that's basically your turn. So now it's Necrovirus' turn.
All right. So I didn't quite understand.
Basically, if you spin that action, you can just go ahead and get those command counters. So
Yeah,
you'll
you should
take it
do.
out of your little box.
This is what you should do. You should go into this wormhole, go to there, and attack.
So if you want to go ahead and do that, you can.
I don't even know what the
So
command
it's-
counters.
So the command counters are basically what allow you to take actions, and it also allows you to have bigger.
You know, I'm not
fleet
easy to
units.
fight
So you'll get
because I can
4
spend
of
stuff to
these.
get
1,
extra
2,
bonuses.
I read about that.
So you don't want to take
3,
me out.
4,
Then we already have
and
a
then you can put
conversation
them
about
on your
this.
board however you want.
What?
Well, how do you
I already know he's
buy
going for everybody else.
ships?
Well, he has to.
How you
Well, he's
buy
not gonna
ships
do that.
is
It'll take
you
him 2 actions
spend.
just to do that.
Actually,
Right.
this had to be
Probably
spoken.
one of
I'm
you.
sorry.
You should have moved that with those.
But you can spend one of your command pools on
Probably.
this section,
But
he's got
where
both of
your
those, so
space
those
dock
things are
is,
stuck.
and then you can exhaust
But-
your planets.
friends?
No.
That
No?
you.
Okay.
You have this
Yeah,
planet
sounds
right
good.
here in your
At least for now,
thing.
Yeah, at least for now.
right?
Yeah.
It changes, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Over
assuming.
here.
Well, it's
You mess
eventually
it
gonna
up
have to.
somehow.
But I like
think
the
ever
one
saw
whole
that
idea.
if there's a
And
problem.
also
Because
like
that's
going
your
for the middle.
home planet.
I was
Yeah,
really
I
tempted
never
to do
saw
the ghost guy
happened to
Yeah.
your home planet?
because you can't wormhole into a space that they control. But this guy can just summon 2 ground troops for an action. So
pretty good.
you know, we're kind of why I
So,
left him.
Maybe it got stuck in another box.
Yeah, this is where all the other planets that are currently in the game are. It should have the logo of his race on the bottom of it, so I don't know. There it is. Nice. So that's unexhausted. So you can spend the resources off of that, which is the 4, to be able to buy 4 cost worth of things.
Okay, and this guy will tell me what things cost.
Yep. And then you just place those in that sector, and then that's basically it.
Can I? Oh, okay. Never mind.
So basically, the ground troops are 2 for 1, the fighters are
How
2
much
for
does
1, and then
technology
like
cost?
cruisers cost 3, and then
I have no
cruisers
idea.
cost 2, destroyers cost 1, and
Roy was
then,
telling me earlier the one time I
the
did play this
transport
game, I played it
things.
all wrong.
cost like 3.
Tim
If you have any questions about what you can buy,
or
they all have
Tim.
different combat values on it, and the combat is what you need to roll on a dice to hit and do damage to other things.
Oh, so
So
that's
the-
the battle.
Yep, so the battle is going to be that. So whenever we actually attack someone, you have to roll a d10 and get that number to hit somebody else. And we'll go over combat more whenever we get
So the
actually
war
close to
stunt,
each other.
you get to roll 3 dice,
Yes, and they
and
hit on like what,
3
threes?
or
Yeah.
higher.
Yes, so they just hit a whole lot.
So
Wait, so you roll that or higher?
Yeah.
Well, then the destroyer seems kind of weak.
So,
Don't the ground
well-
troops hit harder than the destroyer?
The ground forces hit
Oh, yeah,
on
so
8.
your carriers
Yeah,
can
so they
technically
hit
go.
harder.
So,
Yeah,
so
but
next
ground
round
forces
when
are only
these don't have
attacking other
tokens on
ground
them,
forces.
they can fly
Destroyer
2
can
spaces. So they can fly
attack
here,
ships
they
and
can fly
fights.
there.
And also,
the
destroyers
So-
do an anti-fighter
So
barrage as
this
well.
has a movement
And
of
they're
So it's like
1.
an extra.
So
they're an
this
extra
can move
And this
ability.
doesn't. This
The
doesn't
destroyers
fit.
are almost kind of like the ground
all of the
forces of
ships
the
may
sky.
now move through asteroid
Okay.
fields. So like these guys can
Because
move
they're
over
not
here,
this.
but not that.
Space docks can't fight.
No.
Okay.
Planetary shield.
I don't have that.
Yeah, you could probably get.
Okay. Okay. I see you, PDS.
I mean,
see
it's up to you. I mean, if you go out there and get there before other people can get there, that could be a thing too.
you. Taking mine.
What was I gonna say?
Do you have a question, Jeff?
Yeah.
So how much can a carrier carry?
6 units.
6 things. So that's ground forces, PDSs, mechanized units, and fighters. We're gonna go ahead and go to the very end of Letnab. Yes. What do you want to do, sir? You're asking questions before.
Okay, so I'm going to buy some stuff, but I've got 2 planets. Can I exhaust both of them to get all
Yes.
6
Yes.
for
You can
one
also
turn?
Yes, and you can also spend any trade goods you have also.
I don't have any yet.
Right. So you can
So,
exhaust those.
Is your turn
Or
done?
you could, before you do that, you could set up your trade contracts. Because don't you automatically get trade goods for doing that? You could spend your turn doing that. So you have more
And
resources.
so then I'm
before
not
you-
using this stuff. Do I have to use?
Nope, you don't use that stuff.
All right.
Do that.
So when it's my turn, I'll do it.
So
it's
I'd like
basically
to
your
go
turn
ahead
as soon as
and-
he spends the stuff. Oh, you're not gonna activate this. You're gonna get your command
it not
counters
your
Well, I
instead.
don't know what
Still
when you say
just-
activate. What do you mean?
You just put this on that planet, so that way ships can't move out of there, and you actually get to buy stuff with that.
Okay.
You get to grow your
Okay.
fleet.
So this would be it's
Getting
one
a
or
whole
the
bunch
other.
more of those tokens. Yeah, it's one or the other for this
Okay.
round.
Well, I'll go ahead and activate, I guess.
Okay. So you can go ahead and buy your stuff.
And so what I have right now is what's on
You have
this
4
planet?
dice.
4.
So basically, the way that works is you have this planet right here.
Right.
So you exhaust this, and you have 4, and then you can buy 4 worth of those things. You put them in that section. But you can probably do that while Rob takes his turn. So.
All right, so I'm going to do this.
Do you immediately get some trade goods?
Immediately receive 3 trade goods. Then receive trade goods for your active trade agreements, which I don't have any.
Right, and
as
then
of
set
right
them
now.
up.
Finally, open trade negotiations among all players. You must approve all new trade agreements.
I'll do trade negotiations.
All right.
I have a 2.
A 2 what?
I have two trade contracts. So, what trade contracts are yours? A 2 and a 1.
What do you have?
No, a 1 and a 1.
I have a 1 and a 2.
I'll do you a 1 for 1.
I have a 1 and a 2.
So what is it? How does that help?
I don't know.
The next round, when someone plays that, you can spend command counters for all your active trade agreements. So you only have 1s for yours?
Yeah.
I'll do you a 1 for a 2.
Okay.
Just so that I have a trade. And these go away if you ever attack each other too.
Okay.
Are you going to allow trade agreements in between other players?
Or can I also trade with other players as well?
Yes. So, but you only have a 1, they would have to trade the 1 to you, but you can't do it with me for my other 2.
Correct.
Are you going to allow other people to set up trade agreements between each other?
Well, it depends on who else wants to trade with me to see who I. You want to trade?
Matt,
I
I'll
don't
trade you
know
2
what
for
that
2,
means.
or I'll trade Darcy.
Now,
2 for
can
2.
she trade some of her trade goods? Because she gets those every time she comes in.
Why would
Yeah,
I-
trade
why
goods.
would I
Trade goods you can trade at any time for whatever reason. But
Like if he had a
I guess to try to
card
sweeten
that I
a deal or something, if he
Yeah.
wanted to do something to, maybe he said, "Hey, I'll do a 1 for 1," and you're like,
what's a 1 for 1?
So
Well,
these
like
are your
these
trade
cards.
agreements.
Mhm.
So whenever this card comes up, basically you can spend one of these counters to get all the
It
trade
costs an
agreements you have
action
for
to
other
buy things,
people.
doesn't it?
Yes.
So it's a way
That's
to
what
get
Jeff
more of
just
these
did.
trade goods, but you have to have them active with another person. So basically you get the number off of the other person's card.
So here's what I'll do. I would like to make a trade with you, where I'll take your 1 for 1. But I also want one of your trade goods, since you get it no matter what, just by going into a planet. That's like an amazing perk.
Well, that seems like a very sweet deal for you.
Yeah, it does.
I think we should just trade straight across.
No, I would really like to do the 1 for 1 and then one of those, because
I don't know.
well, you're the only person that
You're also able
automatically.
to spend those this turn too, so if he takes it away from you, you won't be able to use it to build stuff this turn.
I don't think
Dun,
that's gonna
dun,
work.
dun.
I'm happy to trade with you, but,
Yeah, but
this is too early
Your
in the
power
game.
is
two.
so
This
awesome.
is too early in the game to be.
Can
putting
we
my
do 2 for
tokens
2 with each
No.
other?
Because you were late, not
I
this
don't
round.
understand what 2 for 2
You were late. You're being
means.
punished.
So I have like this is worth 2 trade goods, and you have one that's worth 2 trade
Can I
goods.
do
and you
2
have
for
one
2 with you?
Are you gonna let me trade my 2 for 2? With
Possibly,
someone
just not with him.
else? Can I do 2 for 2 with Steve?
Sure.
Dude, I'm coming through that wormhole after you straight up. Go
1
ahead.
for 1.
Do I get trade
Necrovirus
goods?
actually has one that's worth 2 as well. So
Do we get these or no?
No.
Okay.
I really,
actually,
you get it
I'm
no
really
matter
not sure
what.
what
Even
trade
if I don't
goods
have
do.
it.
Only if I get another
we
planet.
can get it.
You're
We
gonna
can get it
go
in a
to
second
other
if
planets.
you spend a
And how many
command
planets have you
counter.
already got?
So the
You
one
already
off
got
that's
3
for
no matter
strategy
what, just off the bat.
If
Okay.
you spend one of those,
That's like super
you
good.
can get one for
Because
all
I
the
use my
active trade
special
goods.
ability. You get it just for being.
I don't know.
Okay.
But it's after he does all the
I
deals,
want
so we
that.
have to wait
I'm
and see.
nervous.
Because
My
technically, you
guy
could
is
trade
not
your
that
1.
powerful.
You have a
Yeah,
1
My guy's
or
not
you
that
have 2
He's
2s.
got all this
So you can trade the
power
2
for
to this
fighting
guy or
all
No,
this
no.
guy or whoever, but he has to
For me to
approve.
fight, I need trade
Right.
goods to fight. Honestly, that's why I'm trying
So
to.
you can talk to the
But
Necrovirus
we're
to see
good.
if he wants
I
to
promise.
actually
I'm
trade
not
something
fighting.
with you.
Plus 1
Yo,
of the trade
Necro, you
goods.
want to do a trade agreement?
What do you think?
No.
I don't think that's a good deal for him.
Because he's-
Trade goods.
I think.
Oh,
he might
wait,
wanna
no,
hold
I
on to
don't.
it, but I don't
You're
know.
right. Never
You could
mind.
trade with Matt.
I mean, he's trying
But
to.
I
You're
would
not
he's
going to
trying
go
to
bar
get
for me, but you're going to veto that, right?
I'd rather if I veto
I'll
anything,
give
I'd rather veto him just because he steals stuff. He's like horrible.
I'll give
2
you
for
one
2?
my trade
Yeah, man.
goods if you can convince
Is
me
he gonna
to
let
trade
you?
others.
So are you letting them do 2 for 2 over here?
Yeah, they can do 2 for 2.
I'm
Oh,
only
you would
bargaining-
let me and Matt do
I
2
know.
for 2.
I know.
Well, because he was about to do it
I
with
had
him.
I have a genuine fear of your fleet. He's like, nah, man,
And
don't
you
worry
know,
about it.
he's blackmailing me over here.
I'm not blackmailing
Oh,
you.
you are too.
Matt, we'll be friends. We're gonna be friends, okay?
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm turtles. If you attack me, I get +1 to all my combat.
I'm not planning on attacking anybody.
Come on, Darcy.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. Not until I have the war
Never
sign.
trade, but I gotta keep mine.
True.
But you-
man.
Do you have a 1?
I don't know what I have.
You trade him to 1 for
Yeah.
2. He's
It's
the
folded up.
Necrovirus.
Yeah.
It's this thing, Jeff.
I'll give you a 1 for a 2.
What is 2 and 1?
It's just how many trade goods you get when you do the secondary action.
When you get more of these.
You get more of those, and those are basically just money. that you spend on things.
I'll let you know this now. As long as I control the trade, I'm not gonna let anyone else trade with you but myself.
Straight up embargo.
So 1 for 2.
Hey guys,
At
if
least
you have
that way
any
you get
questions about the
something.
game, feel free to ask in chat.
I don't even understand how the trade agreement.
But yeah,
I
we're
don't
still.
either.
Well,
we're
it's
still
it's
figuring
money
this
in
thing
the
out.
future, like when you want to buy more stuff. But you can't be friends with anybody. You can't.
What?
You pick the one.
He has a 2 though. 2 is pretty good.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
wants a 1 for a 2.
Yeah,
right.
I did that deal
I've
with.
got to understand.
So
that
basically,
I've
the way it works is if you have that one, which is kind of
It's $1.
it's okay. But when the secondary comes around on this, you can spend one of these off of your card, which you're about to get tons more, because you have the logistics card. But if you spend one of these, you can get one of the strategy allocations from your actual strategy allocation side, not the command pool side. Then you can get 1 trade good, which allows you to have $1 extra, basically, whenever you spend to buy things. But you can also use those to trade with other people. You can't trade like the resources off your plants with other people. So you can be like, hey man, don't attack me, I'll give you money.
Well,
Or like he was trying to do, get an extra 1 from you, sort of
But-
thing.
do these things get exhausted each round? You get new ones, or how's it?
Basically, they only apply for this card right here whenever it comes up, which is the card that he just played.
work? Right, but I have 2 of these, so what's?
Right, that's for you to be able to trade with 2 different players. So like
But I'm
you can
not gonna
trade
allow
one
you
with
to trade
her,
trade
you can trade one with
Right.
him.
At least
So
this round.
ultimately,
At
when
least this
I
round.
give away the 2 for 1, so I'm giving away the $2 for
Right.
$1.
Yeah, so you're getting the worst end of the deal, but I mean it's just helping him out more. That's all it is.
But why trade with someone? What's the benefit versus?
Because whenever this
'Cause
card
you get
comes
an
up,
extra
you can
trade
get extra
token.
money out of it.
As long as you,
You
can
get
trade
no
with
trade.
someone.
As long as you have someone else's. Like currently,
You can't trade in your own for
Currently,
money. You have to
I
have somebody
have-
else's.
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
one of Steve's and I have one of Rob's. So when the secondary action, which comes up on this, which is about to happen, I can spend a token to get 3 trade goods because I have
And
from
he's-
both.
3 from other people.
You're
No,
being
they
absurd.
come from
I'm
the
not being
pool.
absurd. His
So-
ability kills everybody. He's got a good race.
But I can't. You're blackmailing me.
I'm not
It doesn't
blackmailing
necessarily
you.
help you to do that.
Every
but
single time
it
you
definitely
go
helps
onto
him
a
a
planet,
lot.
you
It's-
get one,
it's-
whether the trade thing
One isn't
happens
really
or not.
gonna. I mean, it's
I'm
up to
not that
you.
powerful.
It's up to you.
I understand.
You might want to trade your 2 with someone else who has a 2, which she has another 2.
I'm not
so
gonna
you might
allow
be able
that
to trade
to
with her.
Except
Not
you
this
won't-
round.
But you can do it later.
Yeah, you don't have
when
to do it
someone
now.
else gains a trade
Yeah.
thing.
But I just want to trade
He
with
won't
him.
let me.
She won't let
That's
you
okay.
trade.
He won't.
Alright. I'm gonna hold tight.
But
and-
when you
He
do
said
trade with
you're
him,
only
though,
allowed to
Say
when
what?
you do trade
Yeah.
with him, doesn't he steal something from you?
No. It's just whenever he attacks you, he can duplicate one of the technologies that you have.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you gain War
Alright, 1
Suns,
for 1.
if you gain War Suns
for
and he
one.
kills one of your ships in battle, he gains War Suns.
Does it cost an action to use a primary ability?
And he doesn't have to worry about prerequisites. So what?
Does it cost an action to use a primary ability?
It takes your action for the turn.
But
it doesn't cost a
it doesn't
token.
take any of your tokens.
Alright, so that's
Are
me.
you done with yours to give you a card back?
So everyone did trade, except for Jeff.
Yep. So now we get the secondary action. So it goes clockwise. So do you want to do the secondary action to fulfill your trade agreements? So basically, you
Spend one
spend one of those to get you have
command
2.
counter from your strategy allocation.
Oh, you have 2 so you get 4.
So I'm doing it for his first?
Basically, this goes around the table to do the secondary. Do you want to spend one of the things to get trade goods for
For
your
my
all
strategy
yes.
allegation?
Yes.
Yes. If it's from the strategy allegation.
Yes. So that goes back to your box that you have all the rest of them in,
Yeah. Okay.
and then you gain 4 of these because you have one with me and one with him, right? That are both 2s.
Man.
You let that guy get away with murder. He didn't even trade with you.
We're friends.
Okay, that's fine.
We're friends.
You don't have any, Matt. Do
Yeah,
you want
man.
to fulfill to get 3?
Absolutely.
I also want to fulfill to get 3. So,
Oh, I can't get 3. I have one of mine. I only get 2, right?
oh yeah, you get 2.
Okay.
Why didn't you do both yours?
I only have a 1, so I can trade with him.
He
Oh, you only had one card?
You could have
I
traded
only
with.
had one
You could have
point.
traded with Rob.
You could have traded with me. 1-1.
I asked you. You said no.
No. You asked if you could do the 2 with
Me.
I asked you first.
He did
and
ask
then
you
you
first.
ignored me. And then you embargoed me
You were
for Roy.
late. Did you get boycotted because you were late?
Okay, and then you don't have any.
Well, I
or
boycotted that 'cause he
You
was
have
late.
active trading agreements because you
He
did with
let
him.
me do a 1-to-1.
Okay, so you can spend one of those to get 1.
Where do we put the strategy?
Which means they go back into your box.
What other things can I use these for?
Basically, these are always for the secondary abilities on those
On
cards.
any of the cards. Does anybody
Yep.
else have a card? that they might
So
use?
mine's secondary ability is going to allow people to move around into empty space. His secondary ability allows you to take one of these action cards His secondary ability doesn't actually spend those; it allows you to get them back.
What do we do with these once
And
we use them?
His, if you have a whole bunch of money, you can buy more technology cards.
What do we do
I'll
with
go ahead
these?
and do one.
They just stay in play.
So
You always have those, so every time the trade comes up, you can always do that. Every single time the trade card is played.
I get
So
one,
what if
right?
what if I want to
One
like
quid.
cancel a trade agreement? Can I take somebody
You
else's
have to
trade
take
agreement
you
and
have
send
to
it
take the
somebody
trade
else?
card, and to cancel any trade agreements, there's an action where you just don't do trade agreements at all, and you just cancel every single one at the table.
Okay.
Yep.
But
But you
I can't like potentially
Greedy.
take like his
For me
trade
to do
agreement
anything, though,
and then,
I
like,
have
hand
to
it to
use-
him for something else.
Yeah,
Before I
you
can
only
do
do
stuff,
with your trade
I have to
agreement.
spend 2 trade goods to do
Greedy.
something.
Okay.
That'd be funny.
So that was
Instead of,
Rob's
like, a
turn.
Batman thing.
So
Yeah,
now
true.
it is my turn.
I mean, I don't feel too bad. For my people, I have to use 2 trade goods to be able to do stuff. So I need a lot
I'm
of trade
going
goods.
I'm
to
a treat.
I'm going to immediately receive 1 command counters from the board and place it back.
Are you doing
onto
a
no, I'm not
little
gonna do that.
Darcy in the
I'm not gonna do
kitchen?
that yet.
Yes, that
Was that your primary?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to build here.
Wow.
I'm going to exhaust.
we get through.
I'm going to spend every freaking thing I got because I need to do it right now.
So how do these values work?
So this is your money.
Okay.
This is your political.
Okay.
It's
So if
up and
I
down the
exhaust
chair.
all this, I'm not going to really have any
So you're
political
gonna have
savings.
6 money with your trade.
Which way you going?
Yep. And to do like the political
I mean,
votes, you just
take
have to
that,
have them
just-
unexhausted.
Get it?
Okay.
But
And then
I want to have a lot here by the one
So
more just
I'm gonna
because I feel like I've
spend-
made people mad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm about to spend a
I'll
lot of money.
buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4.
What do you
3,
mean,
4.
Oh, you can go through the nebula.
Once you go into the nebula, it takes like even if you have 2 turns or 2 moves, no. Once you go in, you stop. Then you have to do the next round to go through. It's like
But
once
there
you
are
go in-
technologies that let you just go.
possibly. So
So
yeah,
can
you've got to
only
get to that. Like,
buy
you
guns
can't just
or
buy a
you
technology. You
can't
got to
do
go in the
both,
tree. You have to have the other
Right.
stuff.
Okay, so
But basically, I'm activating this system.
if I place an action here
so
to buy troops,
I can
Uh-huh.
build stuff
They
there.
have
so
to
I
stay
can't
there.
move that turn, but next turn can move.
And that spends
Your
everything I
next
have.
round,
So how do you
round
how do you
2,
untap
they
these?
can move because that
Huh?
Is that
stays
like an
there.
action
So
to,
that
like,
area.
unzone?
Basically, after everybody's passed, they all exhaust.
Like these guys can't move anymore. These guys can't move
I'm
anymore.
done.
These guys.
So now it's your turn, sir.
But see, Roy will actually
Take
do
it.
it
Yeah, man.
because he hasn't done his war thing yet,
Or
and the
can
war
I-
will
can I
allow
use
him
your
to
second?
unexhaust something.
No, I didn't do the primary on it. I did
Gotcha,
the
gotcha,
second.
gotcha. You're right.
Right,
Because I
it's a
decided I
take
wanted to
one,
take it off of there so I could move.
So I can only do this once.
That's the one that lets you surprise
Yep,
you.
and then
I
that's
see.
for the entire round.
Gotcha, gotcha.
That's
Okay,
smart.
so
But
I'm
just
gonna
allows you
use-
to take a technology.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna do that then.
But you have to have the
can't-
prerequisites for it.
I can't do these, can I?
You can, but then you have to pay. You get it for free, and then you have to pay the cost also. So this is
All right.
8 plus 5 or 8 plus 3 if you're doing the secondary. If you're doing the primary, you
All
just
right,
have to
it's
pay the
just
cost.
5 and 3. Okay.
Yes.
Like,
So he does this. The secondary on this allows everybody, if they want to spend a strategy allocation token, they can buy a technology, but they cost 8 to buy.
Trade.
what's the status?
8 just money altogether. So you have trade goods and you have these goods. Well, you have those goods. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, does your planet? You could buy a blue one, but that would spend all of your money, and you wouldn't be building any more ships.
Oh, quick question. Since I own these two, that
Yes.
would make it cost 6 to do
Yes.
the thing,
Well,
right?
right now those are tapped.
I'm pretty sure you still get it.
Well, the
just if
blue
you own
still
them.
counts. You just
It
don't
still
get
gets
the-
it.
What blue?
See, the blue just means if you own it that you get
You get
minus
one less. Yeah.
for
So
the cost.
if you want to buy technology,
it would cost me 6
it would cost you 6 as long as it's
if I
a.
spent the strategy
blue.
And
allocation.
I have blue
Yes.
too.
So I'm not doing it. She's not doing it. Are you doing it?
I'm not
You
gonna
don't have
spend
the
it.
money.
If I do, if I use my planets.
Oh, I guess you do. And
I'm
your
not
trade
doing
goods.
I'm
You're
not
not doing it. I don't
Does
think he
it
has. He
cost
definitely
one
doesn't
of
have
these
enough
to
money.
play an action
What is
card?
the status?
You know?
The status phase is after everybody has passed. The status phase happens.
Yeah.
Let me get. Do you have the texture paper? Can we
I do.
pass it to Matt
Yeah.
since he's the one actually picking this stuff
Oh,
out?
I've actually sorted all these already.
Okay, cool.
So, does it cost a strategy allocation to spend an action card?
No.
I was gonna say, what are the
Not at
action
all.
cards?
Okay. So
Oh, action cards.
Good
Norm-
stuff.
normally, the action cards will say action on it. They can do all sorts of different things. They can counter hits. They can make it so someone takes extra damage. They can increase your rolls during attacks. They can do whatever they say is what they do.
Are these typically a one-time use?
Normally, they're pretty
it's
much
just,
always a one-time use.
it's just straight up awful to fight him, like no matter what. Like I can have buffs in technology, and if he just attacks one of my things, he just gets that new buff in technology I had.
If
So
he kills,
we're always
if he
on even
kills,
footing.
if he kills one of your ships in battle, he gets to take a technology at the end of
Okay.
turn.
Oh my
So
goodness.
we're just always gonna be on even footing, straight up.
Or you're always going to be fighting each
Or-
other.
yeah.
Because you spend the money on
Or you
stuff
can make
and he
enough
attacks you.
defense to where
kills
he
one thing.
doesn't
That's-
want to
that's-
kill us. This guy.
Jeff, you
That
should,
is ridiculous.
You should have
Okay,
black.
but so like, so this one says
He-
draw.
The
and-
Black
he's-
Death.
I told him
He
to be
should've
black.
been.
That's what I said.
Like
He's more like the neon orange death.
You should have been the black.
You know, like Agent Orange.
What is it?
So it says draw action.
I don't like
card.
them. What do they call it?
So yeah, at the status phase, we're gonna get an action card.
So,
So
I
we
would
get an
roll.
extra one. Yes.
And is it something that you have to do in play, like in like turn, or is it
Action
just,
cards,
like,
you just hold all of your action cards until you want to play a specific one. They're just like special abilities, or special actions that can happen at a specific time.
Okay.
So you're doing that. I don't think anything else matters, so nobody else is getting technology. It's back to you. So what do you want to do now? Build things there, or here? What are you talking about? So you have tokens on both of these. So
So I
since they're
can't move.
there, they can't move this round
How
until
do I
after it
take
passes.
that? Oh, please.
At the end of the round, they're going to
So I
disappear.
should build.
Yes, probably. But you have to take that off of there and activate that.
question about the wormhole. If you were to move your green guys into that A and B area, do they just stop right there?
Yes.
And then on your next turn when they move, that's when they go
If
through.
they could move, if
Two.
my ships can actually move two, I could say, hey, I'm going to activate this system, and I can move them through the wormhole over here,
Got it.
or I can move them through the wormhole.
But for the
over
one
here.
move, they have to at least they
This
go
count
into the
going to
space and they
here
wait.
counts as one.
Got
Yes.
So
Okay.
what do I do here? I put this
So you
here.
put that there, and then you can spend any of this, and then exhaust these planets. So technically, you can spend up to $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7 to buy any amount of
And
this.
how
stuff
do I
here.
reactivate them?
Next
At
round.
the entire
They
round,
just-
they
they
all
become
exhaust, and
automatically.
you'll get all of these too.
Okay, so you said
Yep.
7?
Yeah, that's if you spend everything. You could save your trade goods to try to save up for something more expensive, or also save up for technology and stuff like that.
She
So can
gets
you
so
tell
much
me what would
money.
be the best thing to do?
Kind of ridiculous.
Every time she lands on a
Um,
planet, she just gets.
Currently, you
Doesn't
don't have. I guess none of us do.
That's very nice.
Have a whole
That's
lot
why
of
I
like
was like,
combat
I
type
want
ships.
one of your
But
extra
the
stuff,
combat
'cause,
type
like,
ships
it
are more
doesn't
expensive. So
matter
these
what
are more
happens.
like your.
If she does her
like these
technology
are
right,
used
she
for
could
like
get
hit points a lot. So
a
if you have a
war
bunch of
son.
fighters, whenever they hit you, you can just be like, oh, a fighter dies. They don't have very good attack, but they're kind of like your chunk
First line
guys.
of defense.
Yeah, this side has most like the combat type guys. So cruisers can move 2, but they cost 2 and they have like an attack of 7, which means when they roll a die, they need a 7 or higher to hit somebody else. Destroyers are a little bit worse, but they're better at fighting off fighters. They have a anti-fighter
Warsons
barrage type
are
thing.
more
It's-
powerful
Well,
than
can
your
I
super
buy
ship.
one of those, or does that make these?
Yeah, they only cost
Yeah, they
1.
hit for more.
So, but everything you buy goes in this section. And the thing
They
you have to
also
think
cost,
of is you can only have big ships equal to the number of fleet supply you have. So I have 3 big ships here, and my fleet supply is 3. So you can't build like more than 3 of these big ships. You can have that one is also a big ship. So you can build a whole bunch of little stuff. And it's really just preference on if you're going to try to take over more planets, you need more ground forces and more cruisers to be able to move stuff around. But I mean, it's really all preference on how you want to do it. Or you can just build up a whole bunch of defenses.
You can't do a war son until you have the technology for it.
Right.
Does that make any sense to get one of these guys?
The problem with that is if someone attacks you and that's the only guy you have without a whole bunch of little fighters to protect it,
Because
It'll just die off
They
first.
can't go.
I'm guessing.
yeah, they can't carry fighters. Normally you'd want to have like that, like like if it was in this area, you could
So it'd be
cruise
better to get
around
one of
that.
these guys so they can carry the guys with them, or no?
I mean, you
These
are-
can't go by themselves, right?
right, but you do already have 2 carriers too, so I
So
mean,
what
it's
do I
really
get?
just
I'm totally confused now.
it's all preferences
I
on
don't
what you
know.
want to do. You might want to buy some of the less expensive like combat ships
Yeah.
too.
I'm
Yeah,
totally
Get some
confused.
destroyers and some.
What you would
fighters.
want it possibly in
And
your
some
next turn,
cruisers.
move one of those
Because it
cruisers
sounds
back.
like everything I'm suggesting, you're like, no, that's not a good idea.
I mean,
so
I
now I
just-
don't know what to do.
I get some destroyers and fighters to go with those cruisers.
Hey, what are you
Carriers, I
doing?
mean,
How many? You've got 2 cruisers, right?
because you've got carriers, right? 2 carriers.
But if I'm putting them all here, somebody's got to move them, or I have to put these guys back to move them.
You'll move them out to where you're at. more than likely.
No, those fighters and infantry guys can't move out unless they have a carrier with
How
them.
much
So she'd have to
resources do
spend
you
a
have?
turn to move the carrier back. Then
That's-
another turn
I'm
we get
sorry?
back out.
How much resources do you have?
7.
7.
That's
Okay.
good.
You've got 2 cruisers. What might be a good idea
You mean
is
carriers?
carriers. Build a carrier. Put 2 fighters. Well, you can, put 2 fighters, which only cost 1, and 2 ground troops.
So
Well,
that's,
what's this guy? What about?
that'd leave her one left.
No. She gets 2 ground troops for the cost of 1, 2
That'd leave
fighters
her
for the
one
cost
What
of 1,
about the PDS?
and then 3 for the
The
carrier.
PDSs are good because
You got
like they
7.
can shoot
So that's
ships
5.
that come into
So
your
you got more
system
than one.
She's got 2 left.
and stuff like
Right.
that. But they have to stay like they have to be carried by these guys, and
Right.
then they normally stay like actually on the planet. So they're a good like defense for whatever planet you want to put them on.
Ah.
How much is he?
This guy can carry up to 6 things, and all of those sort of things have to be
He's 2.
carried. This costs
3.
3. It's that guy right there. So that's 3, and these only cost 1
There you go.
together.
So that'd be 7.
No, you get 2
Can I see your
fighters
text
for
That would
one
be
coin.
3,
That's 5.
4, 5
Matt,
together for all of
Can I
them.
see your-
Put this down there too.
Thank you.
Yep, because these only cost half.
6,
So like
7.
You
these
can
cost
only
half.
get
and these cost half.
technology if you have the technology thing, or you spend the secondary.
So I can get 1
8
more of
plus.
something.
Technology is expensive. You do not get piles of technology in this game very often.
Unless you just keep getting the tech tree. How much does it cost you if you have the tech ability? Does
So
it cost?
the basic ones are
is
free,
V
but
So-
these
The
your
special
special
Would it be
ones
better to
will
get
have
one
the
more of these
cost
or two
of
more of
what
those?
is listed.
those are they're
So
the
like
same
mine have
price.
cost is
So
rate
you
5,
get 2
so
of
it'll cost
these.
What do you
$35.
spend on them? Like trade
These
goods?
cost half.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I
So,
thought
like,
these cost
or-
half.
They both cost half.
They
So
will
like
have
fighters
to
cost
evolve
1 for
this,
2, and
then
then
this,
ground forces
then
1
this.
for 2.
And this.
That's one.
Who is next?
But that's not a
Federation of
command
Soul.
counter.
Do you want to go ahead and take your turn?
Yes,
Do you know what you're doing, sir?
I do.
Political?
Yes, I'm gonna do political this turn.
How many action
So I
cards do you
get 1 command thing, and it doesn't say from the board. It just I get it from reinforcement. So I'm assuming it's the
Oh,
top.
does it say you gain 1 for doing that? Yes.
So-
So you can put it on your board anywhere you want. Like you can put it on your command pool, your fleet supply, or your strategy.
Okay, I see.
Yes. So you can put it on there however you want when you gain 1.
How did it on strategy allocation?
Okay.
And I get 3 action cards,
Okay.
and I keep these until I use them. Correct.
Yep. And then the first political card just comes off the deck, and then you vote on
And
that.
we vote on it, and then I look at the next 3, put 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top.
Right? Okay. So the first one's just going to be random.
Yep.
Which could be terrible for us. So you can go ahead and look at that.
So this is what I got.
Okay, cool. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How much is this?
Hey, with your tech thing, can you buy more than 1?
2. I thought this was.
I don't
Oh,
think
this is
right.
one.
It's 1. You're right.
Now, if
3,
this
4,
is
5,
one technology,
6, 7.
Can I ask a question?
that's necessary like that I have the prerequisites for.
Secret
and I think this
objectives.
is supposed to be a turn
We
over
haven't
in
gotten
a second.
Like this war something, I know I can't build it yet, but it doesn't have a cost on there, so it's just
You have this.
free if I have the
You have
ability
this.
to do it.
I should
So
have done
yeah,
this
so
a long
if
time
you
ago.
picked up this card,
Here you go.
next,
Here's your preliminary objective. I screwed this up. That's very important.
yeah, honestly, if you picked up this next turn, you could just get worse.
Well, I can't.
What do you mean?
You have
Secret
to
objectives
build,
are the
you have to have
second
certain
ones that you
things
get.
just
Oh,
to
yeah,
do that.
So that's a
But the
preliminary
worst one
objective.
doesn't have,
So
like,
if
the
you
cost
complete
to it.
that, you get victory points. Secret objectives are what you'll get after you complete that. So if it has to do with secret objectives, it has to do with that. So what does the card say?
Okay.
Okay, so flawed planning. We are the hand that giveth as well as that which
Thank
takes away. If you're for it, each player shuffles his preliminary and secret objectives into the deck. Each player is then dealt a secret objective, even if he already completed one. Against, each player that has completed his secret objective receives 1 victory point.
Process doesn't matter that much. But so you're going to get a secret and you're going to lose your preliminary?
You get a new one.
Yeah, but preliminaries happen before secret. Sorry, I meant to deal these out to everybody. I dealt one over to you over there.
Oh, so your preliminary will go into the deck, and then you're dealt a secret objective.
Yeah, and so you have no chance to get a preliminary first. So normally you do a preliminary and then you get a secret. So if that actually happens, everybody's going to lose
So I say we vote no, right? Except for he can't vote.
unless they suck. And you don't
Mine
think you can beat it.
sucks, and I'm gonna vote for.
It also is how many. You don't actually have to exhaust planets either. So just whatever amount of resources you have. And you're also last to vote. Wait, no, she's last to vote because she's the speaker. It goes.
Okay, I see.
So our exhausted planets don't count in the
Your
vote.
exhausted planets don't count in the vote. So however much you have.
Oh man, I've only got
Oh, I
one.
think I've exhausted everything, right? Am I correct?
If you spent your money, yes.
I think so.
Did you do any trade goods?
Oh wait, did I? Did I use?
I can
this?
actually spend one of my race's abilities. I can spend a strategy allocation token to get rid of that card and draw another political card. But I don't know that I care that much to do that.
I used these, right?
Yes. So they go back in the orange tab over there. Did I say anything in chat? What did they say?
Yeah, 3 for the win.
TI3 for the win.
What are you wanting to? I've only got one. Now, if I use my vote, do I then exhaust my planet?
No.
Okay, great.
You have one.
I've got one. My other planet's 0.
I have 0, so
I've got 2.
I
I'm gonna
have
vote
them.
against.
Are you gonna vote?
to keep your preliminary.
Yeah. And what's your vote ability?
Vote ability? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna vote for.
Well, he's got 2. He's got 2 available, and you've got 2, and I've got 1. I'll vote with you, Matt.
All right.
Because I want to keep my preliminary as well.
You're not. Are you not?
He's not allowed to vote in any.
Am I?
So,
Wait, so what are you
I
trying
think
to
I'm
do?
exhausted. Okay.
We're doing a
I
galactic
think you're
vote,
gonna break ties.
and I want to keep my preliminary objective.
He
card.
wants to keep his.
And we want to keep our preliminary objective.
I think.
That's
So if you vote again, you're voting against to keep our preliminaries.
Matt and I are
You're
voting.
voting for to get rid of our preliminaries. You're voting.
Against.
So it's 2 to 2.
No, it's 2 to 3.
2 to 3.
Well,
He's got 2.
I've got 1.
Yeah,
He's got 2.
one.
We have 1.
Okay, then we're gonna keep it then because
Yeah.
we don't have anything to vote.
Why do you count for 2?
I count
He
for
counts for
1.
I count
counts
He's
for
got 1 that says 2, just like yours says 2 right there.
2.
My one planet's 0. My other planet's 1.
So there'd
it's
be
right now it's
3
3 to 2.
saying not to get rid of them, and there's 2 saying to get rid of them.
Okay.
And if I'm the tiebreaker, I'm saying keep them. So.
Right. So it doesn't matter anyway.
Okay.
So
All right.
definitely majority to keep.
Alright, well then I
Sorry,
look at
stinks.
the top
Okay.
3.
So Necrovirus can go ahead and
We're friends.
take your turn.
Three.
Chris. That's not gonna
You
affect
want
your
to trade
turn.
agreement?
Okay.
I wish I
I
would
had to
have
give you a
dealt
hard
those out because I would have worked towards that.
I feel bad. I do feel bad doing that.
That's okay. I'm slightly
Oh my
worried it might
gosh.
come to me at some point in the game.
Just when we play Sheriff
right
in
now?
Nottingham, though, I'm going to open up your bag every single
One
time.
goes on the bottom of the pile and then
Dude,
he
I'm all for
places
the
the
Oh
other
yeah,
2
okay.
in the order.
No, he places
I
one
love
on
it.
top. The other
We'll
two
have to
on
play.
the bottom.
Don't
I
let
think
it
it's just like I'm
This
just
is gonna
way
be
too
fun.
just like
I'm
Apple.
excited.
Good thing is I can always cancel if it's too
Oh,
terrible.
I'm usually like that too. Man. Well, it depends on the group that I play with.
yeah.
So last turn, I bought.
Yeah, so you need to put it. Oh yeah, there is a token on here.
So you're kind of stuck.
So these guys can't move out of there. These guys can't move out of there. You might want to do your logistics to get your tokens back.
Okay.
Okay, so you take 4 tokens out of your box and you can put them on your sheet in whichever slot
Oh, my
you want.
goodness.
Now for the secondary ability on that is anybody can exhaust planets worth an amount of influence to get, if you exhaust up to 3 influence worth, you get a strategy allocation.
Where'd you move the texture?
So
Hey, our fleet
you
supply,
can't
what does
do
that
it,
mean?
I can't do it. So what?
Fleet supply, what does that mean? Like I've got my 4 there.
That means how many ships you can have in one sector.
Does that include like fighters as well?
No,
Wow.
it only includes big ships.
Got it.
It doesn't include fighters or ground troops or
Got
space
it.
docks or anything like that. Okay.
I'm not gonna. I've
So
only
your
got one.
space dock can only produce a certain number of units?
A certain number of pieces of plastic. Yeah,
How many?
I should have.
Says-
I should have denoted that one.
How cheap is that?
It says fighter capacity 3, but it doesn't say anything about the building capacity. Is it the same?
So the space docks can build pieces of plastic up to the number on here plus 2. I need to look that up.
Another small question that probably shouldn't interfere with your reading.
Yes.
Why is it I have duplicates of some technologies?
Because I didn't take out, they redid some of them. So if you have a secondary one, the one that has a little icon in the corner is the one that I don't know.
It's
what it
essentially
is.
like assault cannon. I know.
Yeah, so if you have 2 assault cannons, the one with the icon in the middle of it, or at the bottom corner, is the one that's actually there.
Gotcha.
Is the one that actually is the real one.
Okay.
So producing the space docks, you can produce equal to the number of resources on that planet. So how many resources on your planet? On the green, on the planet
4.
it's sitting on? 4. So you can produce 4, I think it's plus like a certain number. It's like
Gotcha.
plus. One transformation. What? What do we have at the end? Equal to the number of resources on the planet plus 2. So mine has 2 resources on the planet, plus 2 would be 4, and then I have enviro compressors, which makes it up another 1. So I can build 5 things, 5 different pieces of plastic at mine. Yours was on a 2, and then this is 2 here. Do you have enviro compressors?
I have this.
Oh, these aren't. You don't actually have these yet, but you don't have enviro compressors there, so you're supposed to only be able to build 4 different pieces of plastic, I guess.
Oh.
So you built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess you might want to build bigger ships as opposed to a bunch of different things. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
So you know what you might want to do? Trade in some of those ground troops for that little tank thing. That's more.
That's what I've got now.
So you get 2 ground troops for the cost of 1. That tank thing costs 2.
Yeah, but she's got 7 to spend. She can only do so many pieces of
And
plastic.
you can save some
higher
of the trade
quality
goods too if
plastic.
you don't
That's what I'm talking about.
like spend all of them.
High quality.
Each 2.
Well, I could do the 2 fighters.
So
Wait,
1,
didn't you already
2,
spend
So
5 points
3,
last
4.
turn?
4, 5, 6. So I can take 1 back.
You could take 1 back. Yeah. Sorry
I did
about
a
that.
Waterboy reference recently. Nobody got it.
No, we weren't listening
I
to
heard
you.
it. High
No, not
quality.
here.
Oh.
At my work, nobody got it.
Do you have any other questions, Steve?
No. Well,
Whose turn is it?
It's your turn because you just did political.
correct.
So-
Well, yeah.
Oh, and
so,
then you just got your things back.
Yeah, but I was going to ask you about you were checking.
Yeah,
on
you can
things.
put them
I don't
on
know what,
any of these. So this is to actually take actions with your guys, which is what you've been doing to put things on here to take actions in the different areas. This is how many ships you're allowed to have in a specific area. So like you have 2 big ships here, but you're allowed to have 3 max. If you want to have a bigger fleet, you have to have more here. And then this is for doing the secondary ability on those different cards that people are using.
so this
And
does
you
this
can-
get replenished at the
Yep.
end of the
So
entire
at the end,
round?
in the entire round, everybody's going to get 2 more of these to put back on the board. But then they can also move them around however they want.
Right, but that doesn't affect this here.
It can be moved around in between any of those once everybody's passed. So you can put them wherever because you're not going to spend all of them anyway. So and then you can just move them around at the end of each round. But you're going to be way ahead on like command counters and everything. You probably want to put a few here and then maybe you might as well just disperse them among all of them.
Now, once
Yeah, that
I
would
use
be
a
fine.
trade good, it's gone.
Okay.
Does the
was
secondary
his turn, so
ability
now
need
it's
to be mentioned since I'm doing
yours.
this?
I already mentioned to everybody. Nobody else is able to do it because you have to exhaust resources. It's your turn, sir.
Whose turn?
You're activating that and buying things.
Oh yeah, so the turn order is based on that thing.
The turn order is based on this thing.
Okay, because I'm really tripped up over there.
He's using this thing. Was I supposed to have used that instead of the command pool?
I
guy?
did command.
He did it from command pool. He just flipped it to the wrong side.
The
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Barony
yeah.
of Letnev. Right,
Yeah,
because
that's
you're
what he's doing
trade.
right now.
I'm not. I mean, I'm just buying. The next person can go.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna do warfare, and I'm gonna take this off of this planet and put it back onto my board. Anybody can do the secondary ability, so they can spend a strategy allocation.
Did we go
token.
around asking about this when I used my primary?
I don't know. Golly. So for your primary, anybody can spend a strategy allocation to just get an action card.
So
Does
do you want to
anybody
spend a
wanna do that?
strategy? Do you want an extra
What's-
action?
He might
card?
want to do it because
What's
he
your
has a bunch.
secondary?
What do you have to do?
So
My
you spend
secondary
one
is you
command
can spend
power
a
from your
strategy allocation
and
to
you get an
move
action card.
a unit that's in
An
a
action card, what's
non-activated
an action
system, a
There are things
So
that
they can
are-
do a bunch of
or
things. You flip
destroyer.
and it
So
does
one of
something.
these, if this
So,
was
like,
activated, could move
My
right
troops,
into
if they
this
roll a
empty
natural
space.
10, they do
But-
2
Can I do
damage
that
instead of
with
1.
this?
Yeah.
No, so I
Okay.
can't use yours.
Okay.
So-
Since all your stuff
Have
is
you
locked
done
up, no.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so
I'm
you spent
definitely
one,
gonna-
you
I'm gonna
gain
use one of mine to
Get an
do
action.
this.
Get an action card? Yes.
Now I can only buy
Just
4
one,
pieces
right?
of plastic, right? Because my home world is 4.
Plus 2.
Oh,
So
so
you can do
6?
6. Yes.
Ooh, that changes things.
So you just
Um,
hang on to these guys.
So
And the
3,
secondary on this
4.
is if you have an unactivated system, you haven't bought anything there yet, right? So you could technically spend a strategy allocation to put a thing on here to move that one little cruiser over that.
Yeah.
Which,
But the cruiser can take a ground because I have Stacy chambers.
yep, but it doesn't do the rest of the phase for you, so
So
you wouldn't be able to put on the planet.
Okay.
So you probably don't want to do that.
Probably not.
All right.
If that's the case, I would
So
like to
what's-
spend my strategy for an action card.
What's the secondary option on this?
So the secondary option on this one is you can move people that don't have these on here. You can use a cruiser or destroyer into a system that's not controlled by another player. So
But not when
since
you
this
have
is here you can't and this is here you can't, but if they weren't there you could move either of these cruisers into like here or here.
And mine I have to use as an action, so I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, you
until
have to when it
next-
comes around
till
to your turn.
next.
Oh, yeah.
If you actually want to do it at that point.
Man, you start off with an incredible fleet.
Yeah.
Does that count? You start off with a dreadnought.
Oh,
Oh yeah, his
What?
starts off a little bit better.
Yeah, it does.
What do you mean? Oh, with my big guy?
Okay, so now
Yeah.
it is your turn.
Your dreadnought has
Okay,
to roll
okay.
5 and higher, and then he just kills.
but I could now use just a command point to move everything from the planet.
Wait for it.
You can win this game without fighting people.
I know, but I just don't want to
I
like
think we're
move.
friends.
I don't want
There's-
to move a ground unit over there
I'm
and
good.
really be
Hey,
like
man.
all the things.
I will not just don't go past this line. Like we're
Okay.
good.
Can I go here? Is that cool?
As long as you let me go there first.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
It's not like we can claim it or anything. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this guy. And then
Now, why do they get to move?
I
He's
have
spending a token on it, right?
No, but didn't he buy all that stuff? So
What do you mean?
I didn't buy
He hasn't bought anything yet.
He just started with
He started with all that
oh, you
stuff.
just start with a big army?
Yeah, I got a bunch of ground troops.
He hasn't bought anything yet.
Oh, okay. I
All
thought
the
that
stuff
was-
is unexhausted.
Man, you just have a lot.
Yeah, so I'll take this. Right?
Yep.
Yep. So it starts off exhausted.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okie doke, and that was basically your turn.
Yep.
It's back to your turn. So
I
either
don't think I
A,
can do
you can
anything.
pass, or B, you can play that action card you had. Either way.
I can do that.
It depends on what it says, and if it's actually something that's actually useful right now, you might want to save it for later.
Can I show you?
I mean, if you have a question
I think
specifically
it's.
about
I
it,
think it's
I don't
something
wanna-
that would.
I just don't want to be like, you do this, do this, do this. I don't want to take all
I
of your
think
turns
this
for
is
you.
something I want to do now.
Okay.
I think.
Is it?
I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, it's okay, but it can also be a lot better if
In
you
the
had
future.
more. So
If you wait.
Right.
if you hold
I
wait,
see what you're saying.
it could be better.
Okay, I got you. That makes sense.
I mean, it's not necessarily like you need to rush out and do anything there. Okay. So are you gonna pass?
Yes.
So Federation of Soul.
Okay. I'm gonna
What?
No,
Can I do
build
something?
here.
no.
Once I
You're
use,
doing something.
We've almost gone through a round of the game.
Is the music?
if
Yes.
I
I
use
just
the
heard it
resources of
like-
a planet, it becomes exhausted
okay.
until the round's over.
Yep, and we're getting real close to that, seeing that one person's already passed. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I'm passing on my turn.
I'm
So
gonna pass.
I have at the moment 8
Oh,
resources.
actually, I'm gonna move it.
So I'm gonna buy a dreadnought, a carrier, and a PDS.
I'll trade you this planet for that.
No,
Come on,
And
man.
my
that's
turn's
not how
done.
that works.
Please.
Now I've spent the 4 trade goods, so they go back correct, and my planet is now exhausted until the end of the round.
And now is the Necrovirus's turn.
How does fighting work? Like, let's say he
So now I'm
wanted to
broke.
come over here. You
So he
wanted
would
to take over
he
his
has to
planet.
activate my system, or I have to activate his. I move all the ships with available movement into there. So like these guys can actually move 2. So if I activated this, I can move anything that can move that far into there.
So can
And
you
then-
move more than one square? into there?
Basically, whenever you activate a system, anybody who's within movement range can move to that system. So like these can move 2, and these can only move 1.
So you could do these there and these there if their movement.
Right, but
allows
these
it.
guys are all locked into this square because there's a token here.
So let me ask you
Right,
this.
but if it wasn't
But
there,
these guys could move over if I put that there, but they also can't carry it.
but what I'm saying is you can move 2 squares in the same move into an attack.
Yeah, as long as they have extra movement. Like my character carriers can only move 1 space, so they cannot move all the way over to there.
Okay.
Last question. Could your carrier move here and these guys move there?
Because
Not in
it's
the
at
same
once.
turn.
Not so
Yeah,
wherever.
basically, whenever you activate, they're all moving to the space that you
Oh,
activate.
okay.
So
Got
it's an action. Like if you're attacking,
Got
whatever
it.
can come to that action,
See,
but
I
they
said I
can't do
got-
2 separate.
Sorry.
Right.
Just
Yeah, you don't
keep it
only
there.
move
You have to
extra
raise
one
your
space.
roll on your
So
first
basically, whenever you activate these tokens that you're putting on, you're activating that system, and you do things in that system alone.
Okay.
Odo, are you doing anything?
Well,
Those are all locked up.
right.
So you have
So
to
I
Your
have,
other resources, basically.
huh?
You
Well,
used your other
I
action
have
card.
Hold on. So for the strategy allocation chips or tokens or whatever, and the command
Mhm.
pool,
You have a ton of actions you could take, but you basically don't have anything to take actions with
I see.
because these are currently on here. So once everybody passes,
So
those
he's
will go
passing.
away. So
Okay.
yeah,
So
I don't know
throw it
much
down.
of anything else you could do.
So he's logistics.
Yep. So he passes.
Passing.
Bernie of Let Know.
I pass.
I'm going to activate this system to move into here. So I'm going to move my crew, my carrier with these guys. Yeah. And one of these
I
here.
don't think I can do anything.
And I'm going
else.
to take this planet.
Well,
And then
golly gee.
that's my whole turn. So your turn. Building things.
You know.
So space dock
So
is
I
the
can-
planet thing.
I
plus
don't
two.
have to spend trade goods. I can just
Yep, you
spend
can
that.
save trade.
This
goods.
can't be activated,
So I'm just gonna
right?
set it as
Unless you have a special ability.
You can go in there, but you just have to stop.
Right, but then next
Actually,
turn I
hang
would be
on.
able to
So
go. It's
I
not like these
can't-
where I can't go any further.
build ground forces.
No, you have to move in there.
Yeah.
And you have to
Space
put that
docks.
token.
So I can't do that, right?
I have to put
Yeah,
the
you
token
can't
in
build
here?
ground
Yeah, 'cause that's
forces
where
at
it
your
moves
space docks. You have to do something.
Like that token went there because you
At the
guys
start
moved.
of the stat
So then I
phase,
can
you
never-
get
I
ground
just get to
force
hit
on
one.
each
Yes, you
ground
can on your
During
next
that.
turn.
During the next.
You can't
full,
undo it. On your next full turn, then you'll be able to move out.
But like I can't move these guys again
Yes, you can on round 2,
on round 2. But like I'm talking about.
unless you
No,
have his ability. His ability is
Once
the
they
war
remove,
one.
they're
Go
done.
to Federation of
until the
Soul. Your
next-
turn.
Are you-
Pass.
Okay, well, quick question. If I move into here,
Not
can
this round,
until
next round.
until the next round, can I not move out of there?
Yeah, whenever you put a token on one of these to move something
done.
there, they're not going to be able to move out unless you have like the warfare thing like I had where you take the token back off. Whenever these tokens are on there, they're locked there. They can't move anymore.
Wow.
Well, it's just like any other thing, unless you
until
have
everybody
some ships
passes.
that's like these guys can move too.
Basically, like
they
these
can-
guys have already been moved. These guys just got built.
Do you
So
need
like
ground troops to take a planet?
Yes.
yes.
All right. Well, then I'll
Pass.
pass.
Steven passes.
Okay, so
Um,
he's here.
okay.
My turn. I pass. Your turn.
Pass.
You pass. So now we go to the status phase.
Okay,
So,
you put these
During the
guys back
status
up.
phase, in order, people try to claim these if they can. The only one that's allowed to be claimed is that you won a battle against 3 opposing ships in one system this turn. So you won a big battle this turn, which did not happen for anyone, so no one can claim that. And then this moves to here, and then we do all the other status phase stuff, which is where's status phase?
Objective cards, repair all damaged ships, remove command senders from fresh planet cards.
So everybody takes all their command counters off, and then you get 2 of them to put back on your board in any one of the 3 locations that you want to.
Oh,
Do
what
you-
mean?
Boy.
Here?
Yep. So you can put them back to your command pool, or you can put them in your strategy allocation, or you can put them in your fleet
Only
supply.
2.
Only 2.
Oh wow.
I made mistakes. in
Really?
planning.
Yes. so you might want to put them both in command, but then you won't be able to do the
No,
thing
I
over
don't like
there. But you only get 1 action. So
Oh
the
my
logistics is going to give you a whole bunch more of those back if he still has a logistic card over there with him. But
Not
Okay,
giving it up.
so you have to throw out your third one.
yes, your third one goes
So
back to
you
your
leave whatever you had, but you put 2 back. That's what you're saying.
Yep. So he has
That's fine
piles
with
of
me.
them. Yes.
So what's the difference between strategy allocation and command? What's
So command lets you take actions on the board and move your stuff. Strategy allocation is to do the secondary abilities on these. That's basically what it is. So you don't necessarily need tons of strategy allocation. You just have tons as it is, so you can just put them.
Is that because of his race or because he
It's
picks logistics?
because he picks logistics and he got like 4. He has like 4 more than all of us, and he spent 1 less than all of us because he only took 2 actions on the board.
Well, I only spent 2
You only
actions.
spent 2 actions, so yeah.
So one other follow-up question.
Except for strategy allocations.
When I
those
did the
don't count
logistics,
You can put it
Can I
whenever
read
you get it back.
logistics
You
as
can
well?
put them back anywhere you
Used?
want.
back. Even
I
the
think
ones you
so.
spent on strategy allocations?
Yeah, because how else would you ever get them back?
Okay, but you
Yeah,
only
you
get
put it
2
on-
back.
You only get 2 back, and you can put them on any of the 3 systems.
If
So
you pick
I
that, you
do-
get
If
4.
I do this one, I get 4 more of these things.
And you can put them on any of those however you want.
That's insane.
Okay,
makes
that
a
could
lot
be
of
the one that
sense
you
now.
pick.
Okay.
And I go first, so.
Yeah, it kind of changes
Okay,
the
okay.
game.
I think.
Well,
we
I just
can go
realized how
ahead-
my
I think
people
everybody gets like 1 action
Now,
card.
next
So like
time
my space
we go,
dock can't
it's
build
the
ground
same
forces,
thing
but my
again,
ground
right?
forces
I
can build
only
ground
put
forces.
2 back.
Oh.
And
It's
then
like,
I
okay.
got those 4, and
Every
it
round.
doesn't carry those
Well,
4
no, I
unless
get to just
hang
add
on to
one.
them.
Right.
Oh,
And I
okay.
don't. I mean, once you get 4, you'll be like him. You'll probably have
You get
way
to do
more
what?
than you need.
So
So-
during this
Yeah,
phase, I just get to add a
couldn't
ground
spend
force
all
somewhere.
if I wanted
Right.
to.
And now
Oh,
you don't have
maybe
to
of
worry about it. You
many
can take as
plans.
many actions for several turns now.
Well, here's a question. When I got that 4, I put 1 on the fleet.
Which is good because if you want to have more bigger ships than like 1 hex, you need a bigger fleet supply.
Well, but so that number just grows anytime you throw a chip in there.
So that just shows like I have 3 right now. I can only have 3 big ships in here. So like if I had this one over here and then another one over there, I wouldn't be able to do that. I can only
But
have
fighters,
3.
no limit. Is that-
Fighters have to be carried by this guy, so technically they're like
You can only do.
up in
Okay.
the ship. They're not technically.
But all the other ships.
All the other ships count against that.
Yeah, the cruiser capacity is 6, so it's a mix of fighters and ground troops.
Status
Whoa,
phase.
whoa, what are you
Objective
doing?
cards repair.
Huh?
Receive one action card to command counters, redistribute them, return the strategy card. Okay, everybody gets one of these.
Except
So
for
you-
me. I get 2.
Oh yeah. How did you get that? Oh, because you have. Oh, you got the technology to do that.
So now our planets are on.
I'm excited.
All your plans become unexhausted as well. Here's an action card, Rob.
Thank you, kind sir.
Here's another action card to add to your other 3. And here's an action card for you. Okie doke.
So we get one of these every round?
At the end of every round. So now we're back to picking. She picked logistics.
Don't we get the trade goods?
No, that only happens when trade happens.
Gotcha.
Rob, you get to pick next.
Um,
Also, the things with the bonuses on them, immediately when you take them, a bonus can either be 1 trade good or 1 command counter. So you just get rid of the bonus and turn it into one of those.
Oh, okay. I see how that works out.
Where'd my action card go?
Oh, so the ones that aren't picked get bonuses.
That's a funny card.
So I can put these either
These
in
things are
command or
crazy.
So
strategy.
it's up
right?
to me now.
Yeah.
And I won't do this to you.
Do what?
I like that. Like
First of all, you don't have a war sun.
a subtle
yeah.
threat.
That kind of sounds like the Death Star.
It pretty much is the Death Star.
Well,
So the current objectives that are out here are doing battle, and then you control 5 planets outside of your home system. You can get a point for that.
And this is not my home system. These 2.
Yeah, these are not your home systems.
That
your
is.
home system.
Okay.
your turn, Steven.
so I'm picking? Huh.
What my plans? Shot.
This is a long game. You have time to recover. It's 1 o'clock, and that was just round 1.
Oh my goodness.
But
We can go faster now.
it's going to go faster.
We'll
Alright.
definitely go faster
Alright,
now.
go.
So you picked yours. CV picked yours.
Yeah, he picked his.
Here we go clockwise
Go, buddy.
from whoever had the highest number last, right?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I didn't know it did that.
So what are the bonus tokens on both 8 and 2?
Oh, I should have read it.
So those are the ones that weren't chosen. If you choose one of those, you immediately get 1 trade good or 1 command counter. So it gives you incentive to choose ones that weren't chosen.
Pretty cool.
So
Not yet.
what does diplomacy do?
Diplomacy makes it so
you
you
pick trade. What was that? thing
another
that you
person
said
cannot
didn't know
attack
did?
you.
Trade.
The secondary allows
You
people
get
to unexhausted
3 goods
things. You can
right off
do
the
that
bat.
if you want
I
to.
know.
And you get to say, but now since we traded last time,
It's only really
I'll still
good
get
if
bits.
like you think I'm going to jump onto
I just-
there. You could say
I could
you
possibly
cannot jump
trade
onto
more
you.
goods if he allows me. But I wanted to do that stuff. So just in case
Yeah, I'll
anybody
leave it
vetoes
for
me in
one.
the future, I
Because
still
that
get
one's
mine.
not.
Okay, and do you want a strategy or a
That's the
trade
one
good?
thing I don't like about these guys.
You're
They're
low on
good, but
strategy.
like
But
my
yeah,
attacking
it's
stuff,
not
I need
really-
to use trade goods.
Strategy is a little bit harder to get.
Well, to like
This goes away.
do my abilities. It
So
costs
you
me
got
2 trade goods to
diplomacy.
do one of my abilities.
And also that doesn't go into effect until you actually play that card.
Cool.
I'm gonna pick.
Can I do the secondary action on this?
No,
No. Okay.
but that's probably why you want to do it as early as possible so that other people can.
I like it. Good strategy.
What are these?
It's
They're-
harder to conquer that.
Oh yeah, so there's actually 3 ground troops and 3 fighters in that.
That
area.
defense-
Oh,
makes
Tim
it
did.
harder.
Whenever Shadow of War, whenever there was a planet, he had some of those upside down.
Yeah.
And so like you had to.
Yeah, that is a complete like variant you can do, but it makes the game takes.
Alright, which one are you?
Okay, I'm gonna take initiative.
No.
Let's go to
Why?
He just explained it.
Well, you could have picked it.
So that
Because
means I
it-
can-
Alright,
it'll
so
be
now-
reversed. So let's do this. Put these back on.
Because when we pick
I've
next,
got
I'll be last to pick, right?
logistics.
It's your logistics.
I got technology, so I'm.
That's not me. Here's me.
That one's
I've
me.
got warfare.
I got diplomacy.
Oh my gosh, everybody's saying it at the same time. Warfare. Which one did you have?
Trade.
Trade. Barony of Let and Nav had
Nobody took
technology.
political.
And you had diplomacy. And I took political. So both of these get a bonus count.
What does that mean?
That means
Makes them
whenever
more
someone takes
desirable.
it, you can get a trade good or a strategy
Oh, wow,
allocation.
Nice.
So now basically that's like half of a logistics thing now. So just by taking it.
Nice. Okay, go.
Yes. I want to move. Darn it.
Why haven't you doing that one yet, man?
I couldn't.
Take what? Oh.
Gotcha. Do you have another cruiser?
I only started off with 1 carrier.
There's no benefit to having this card at all except for these bonuses.
I was trying to figure it
until
out
later
for
in the
you.
game.
Yeah, I only started off with 1 carrier.
Gotcha.
You start off with 2. Yeah, I went to the place that had 2 planets, but I bought a carrier, so I'm headed that way.
Cool.
Might activate this.
But I'm really excited about some technology I'm about to get,
Oh,
even though
it's
it's
a
going to
wormhole.
cost me money. Because my special ability, if
How do
I
you
buy
get
this technology,
You
you
take
have
the
to have the
technology
technology
card,
card.
or you have a whole bunch of money.
How do you get technology from?
You choose
So
it.
you can't
So I pick
move
it
those
first,
until the
we can-
next
Oh,
complete
you have to
go
pick
round
it.
into
But
the
my
wormhole.
special ability,
Well,
I'm gonna have to
probably not
buy
go
it,
into the wormhole,
but now
yeah.
once I buy this technology, it
So you
won't
couldn't
cost
do
me
it
trade
now.
goods anymore to
I
do
can't
this.
do it.
It costs me $6 to do that.
What in the world, dude?
I can spend 2 trade goods to
I
add
don't know if
+1
you want
to
to do
all
that.
of my ships when I'm fighting.
You're going right after me,
And
right?
+2 to my ground forces.
Honestly,
To
I can take
roll?
you right
Yeah,
now.
to attack
Okay.
the battles.
That would be terrible.
That's pretty ridiculous.
That may be a little
You guys
sad.
kind of dominated.
But now
I might
once
move
I
on the
do
other
that,
side first.
I won't have to spend that trade goods anymore. So now I'll just have money.
Do I have to leave ground forces on the planets? Oh, I get an extra ground.
No, you don't. But then no one has to fight to take them off, though.
You have to leave like a little flag marker, like it was yours, like you conquered it. Kind of like
I'm gonna move.
I gotta keep up with the special.
I'm gonna move these guys to.
Hey, since
Oh,
he's
instead
going
of
there,
that.
are you going to the wormhole
Where?
to this one? Since he's going there, because I don't think you can go through that.
I can.
Oh, you can?
I can.
Okay. Well, I had the technology to actually go through asteroid fields as well. But I just want to know if you were going to go there, then because I'm going here definitely to get the planet, but I'll kind of leave that alone if that's where you're going.
Well, she doesn't really have a choice. She's been cut off.
No, she can because one of her specialties, I think she's like mine,
Yeah.
the
I can do-
anti-mass deflectors.
I've got the antimass.
Yeah,
and
all
the
of your
XR
ships.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
But you can't. I'm gonna have to respond.
Yeah, you can't end your turn.
Your
So
turn.
only
What's a ton of questions?
So yeah,
I'm probably just gonna do this.
only your ships that move 2
But-
can go through there.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
So
Yeah.
my question is, I want to try and get. So I can take the carrier and take this guy and get him over here. Because it has movement too. Right?
Doesn't give you
Yes.
reach
So I can get him over there. But I guess my question is, could I
Right.
take?
If something has a movement
The
of 2,
carrier-
they could also
The carrier
No,
only
no,
has a
man.
movement of 1.
For me?
Yeah.
Not sorry, the cruiser.
Why do
That's
you
what I
ask?
meant.
Well,
Um,
I'm either going to cut
The
you
cruiser
off or
can't
I'm not,
doesn't have any
depending on
capacity.
where
It can't
you're
carry
It does.
His
Mine
does. He has a technology that lets him do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Sorry for interrupting.
So, but these fighters that are stuck here on my home planet can't move without a carrier.
Right.
Because you're talking about going through.
Actually,
Yeah.
Is that why you asked me
the-
at the nebula?
they're basically on the planet
Get
with
stuck.
the thing. So they're basically
How
stuck there.
fast can you
Yeah.
guys move?
Until like I build a carrier.
One,
Yes.
but that's all I'm gonna need.
Well, that's rough.
Plus one. Huh?
I'm going.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna play this then.
Okay.
Right
You can't
beside
attack.
me.
No,
I
that's
can attack you.
Yeah.
No, it's
You
not.
How do you get
Okay.
these? How do you get these cards?
I'll take it.
The technology action. So the secondary action on it,
Did
you
you just hear him
spend
describing his awesome
$8
combat
to
abilities? No.
buy stuff.
Just wrecking all the things.
Trying to destroy
Um,
my planet?
Next
Yeah,
is your
it
turn. So what do you want to
Mine?
do? Yes.
Oh, did you use diplomacy?
Yeah, he
I'm
made
gonna
it so
move
Roy
these
can
guys
attack
in
him.
here.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be able to do the special ability on it
'Cause there's no
no
exhausted
exhausted plans.
I'm gonna move
Man,
these.
I could have immediately exhausted my plans to do it, but then they'd be stuck. If I had warfare, I would do it.
I was gonna say, I was like, I thought you were just gonna be like, and I tap all the things, and I buy all the
Where
things.
where did you use it on?
So
Hmm?
I'm gonna
Where
I
move
use
these
it on
over
Roy.
here.
Yeah,
So
you
the
can't
Roy
What
can
attack.
what
attack.
space?
Which
Oh,
ones?
Is it a particular space?
No.
Can your
I just thought it was in general.
cruisers can move
It's
to
in
Oh
the
yeah,
right?
you're right.
Okay. I was gonna say, if it's
yeah,
particular
so you're gonna
space,
take.
Just say because he
That was
might
for sure.
That probably
wipe
yeah,
you
where
out.
were they at?
Terrified right now.
So you can't claim another planet unless you have actual like flags. So you might want to move your flag
So
guy there.
him there.
He can't be left without a cruiser. So you're just gonna have to put one of your little flags on that planet to let people know that it's yours.
Oh, I see.
How'd you move so far?
She has those can move 2 for her.
Even our cruisers?
That's specifically.
This is carrying all of those guys. So this is her carrier, and it's carrying all of those guys. Do you want to get
Which of the two planets?
which of the 2 planets do you actually want to land on?
But how did you move two?
So
That's what I'm trying to
the-
figure out.
That's her carrier can move too.
That's my special.
First
The
special.
green one is the one that has the victory point on it because it has less
Oh.
resources. So if you take the green one, you'll immediately have the victory point, and you'll already be defending it. On another turn, you can activate the system just to move the ground forces to the other one.
Okay. Well, I'll do the
One that gives you more resources, or the one that gives you the victory point.
one.
Okay, so this one's gonna stay on
This one?
here, and then you take that. I guess just leave that there, and we'll put this over here to show that you have. Can I have one of your flags?
One of these?
Yeah.
Oh, one of these.
And I'll move one of your things up. Where are you? Here. She's winning the game, guys. 1 point.
So what did she get?
And it's sideways.
She got one of the technologies, so this flag is definitely on this planet, and these are up
I
in
don't
space.
get a technology though, right? Do
No.
I earn
It's
it?
an artifact, is what it's called. So you get a victory point for having that artifact.
Alright.
Okie doke. And you have to put one of your command counters onto that to be able to do it.
Okay.
Did you already put all of your 4 things on there?
So
I
good.
did.
No,
Oh, you have to actually
Yep.
take the action for that to happen.
Oh, I'm
Did you
sorry.
start
Okay.
with that?
So you could take them off and then take
How
this
much
at any
money do you
point.
have?
So you
I had
can-
8.
You just set those on this.
Okay.
What?
I just happened to see his giant armada over there.
Okay, so
For
now
him?
Yeah.
now it's your turn, sir.
Just Star Destroyers just start showing up.
All right. Well,
Yeah. Where'd that thing go?
okay, let's stop them. All right. So I'm gonna move these guys to Kappa.
They have to be in a carrier, not a cruiser, unless you have a
Yeah,
technology.
no, it's just moving forward.
Oh yeah, moving and all.
Yeah.
And you can also take this guy, or you could leave him. It doesn't
No,
matter.
I'm
We
leaving.
have to protect.
Oh,
If you have an alliance, can you like if we're in an alliance, can I move into one of his spaces?
Yeah, there's
Never?
no like actual
You can't do
alliances in
that.
this game, so you can say, hey, we're not going to attack each other, but you can never be in the same space as another player.
There's no
Alright.
associating between soldiers here.
and that plans.
What about this?
Is
If,
all
since I just have a flag there, can he move through that space?
He can move into
He
that
just
space and
can't
just straight up
stop.
take it.
He
Or
can't.
not land troops and just go through it.
Okay.
Anything else? I think that's pretty much.
Does this? Oh, this is a separate.
You actually have to take it as your turn.
I
So.
got it.
Okay. Federation of Soul.
You moved. That was your thing, right?
Yeah, and if you're buying, that's another.
That's
That's going to be a completely different turn. Your turn.
Okay,
Federation
so-
of Soul. Everyone into the nebula.
And my turn is done, I believe.
You took over the nebula.
Interesting.
Oh,
and
can I not?
you can move other guys in there too. So if you activate this, anybody that has movement to that sector could move there, but they won't be able to move out this turn.
You mean not this round, but this turn?
No,
This
this
round.
whole round.
Even if I do something that gets rid of the
Yep, you
activation?
can get rid of it. So like if you wanted to move those guys in there too. The thing I was just thinking is you technically don't have any ground troops with that armada right there. So
Oh, yeah.
oh my gosh, Rob, there's so many juicy planets around you. So you can put a flag on that one to show that you still own it.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, Guardian of Lightning.
Well, I've already gone.
You did? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he moved and took the flag.
So is it Jeff's turn?
Oh,
It's number 1 again.
wait, your technology, right? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do
So it's back
technology.
again. But you can't attack me either, right? Is what the
I'm
diplomacy says.
assuming. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
going
pretty sure
to.
it says we can't attack each other.
I'm not
period.
going to. Because
Name an
my,
opponent for the remainder of this phase. Neither of you can activate systems containing each other's things. So
my,
yeah.
my tree and tree boat aren't really going to.
So,
But yours
Does
is
this
kinda
go away
awesome 'cause,
now?
like, you'll be able to put
Awesome.
another ground
Say
back
what?
there.
discard? No.
That's the. I'm just going to be like,
Yes.
all the people. And see, I can't build people with Starducks, but my people can build people. So I can just be like, it's fine. No,
It's gonna have to.
dude, he'll win. Hands down.
But it,
Because any advantage I'll get, he'll just go, oh, that's mine.
if he kills,
Yeah.
so you want to be on the attacking end. You don't want to be on the receiving end.
I might keep the PDS thing. Darn it.
End of trade agreement?
Let me get a flag to put on my thing.
Quick question.
Yes.
I know I've already done this, but when I buy, wait, never
Uh-huh.
mind. They can move, right? No, space docks can't move.
Space Dogs can't move unless you're hurt. So now we're back to your turn, sir.
But you can buy it.
So while he's doing that, if I were
So
to
I'm
buy a
pretty sure you
space
can't
dock,
fly through the ion storm. Actually, yeah,
You,
you can.
I know you can if you have a tech, but I don't think you
I
can.
mean, I think you might be able to go in there. I just don't know if that you can go through it, kind of like the nebula.
Interesting. So what's the point of it? You just go in there and hang out?
I think it might like give you some attacking bonuses or defenses or something.
That's weird.
It's one of the expansion things.
Typically, you know, that
Ion Storm, right?
fries your electricity. Yeah.
Ion Storm is a new type of special system governed by the following rules. Ships may never move through an ion storm. However, ships can move. May never move through an ion storm. However, ships can move through ion storm via normal. What? Ships may never move through an ion storm. However, ships can move through an ion storm via normal activation. Wait, that doesn't make any sense to me. You can read about ion storms because you're the one right there with me.
There's a technology that allows you to move through ion storms.
Okay, cool.
what?
Yes.
If I want to put a space dock here, I have to do that on another turn. Like I have to buy it and then.
Did you already control that?
No,
Oh,
I
you
just
gave it. Yeah,
yeah.
you can't put a space out there until after.
when
you-
that would be my purchase.
How do you get out?
Yes.
So
It
does
says
that
you
also
can go
mean
in,
once
but
I
it
put
doesn't
the
say how you
space?
go out. It just says you can't leave. It's like Hotel California.
Oh.
That seems awful.
I'm getting ramped up now.
That is weird.
Music?
Yeah, so you can
Right?
go in, but you can't go out.
Perfect. Okay, not gonna do that.
I think so. I think we're buddies.
Boy, this is gonna be a special turn.
We're
I'm gonna
buddies.
see what you're gonna do.
The most special.
We're buddies, right?
Sure.
That doesn't sound serious at all. It sounds like sarcasm. I'm trying to help you every step of the way.
Was it my turn?
Not yet. It's about to be your turn second. You're gonna do
Yeah,
logistics.
I'm gonna do that.
If Matt would figure out what he's doing, it would be your turn.
I'll just
Yeah,
start
okay.
Thinking about what I'm doing.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
that should pretty much be what you do. That's basically all it
And
does.
then can I activate this?
No. So you just get the 4 for free. Everybody else can pay influence to get 1 for free.
I
And we'll
see.
have that go around because this time people
Okay.
might actually be able to do that.
Okay, so I moved dudes there.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, so you said I could move guys there if I wanted to.
Did you move them from here to over there?
Yes.
Yes, you can move more people there.
But the question is, if I move them there, their movement stops then.
Yep.
But But next turn I could take these guys and move them like here.
Does your cruisers have 2 movement?
Yeah.
Your cruisers do?
Not no.
Your carriers, I mean?
No, carriers don't.
Yeah, so you're not really going to be able to do that anyway. The question is, he's not going to be able to move these guys out of there, so that you don't have to worry about that right now.
Okay, cool. Then that'll be that,
Okay.
and hopefully everything plays out correctly.
So now it's Darcy's turn.
So I did the logistics. So now you may spend influence to receive command counters from your reinforcements. You receive 1 command center for every 3 influence you spend.
That is
Yep.
an awful exchange rate.
So that's for
Hey,
the
it's
second
actually
one.
really
Any
good.
influence I spend, I
This is
get.
secondary.
For you.
What's the
You
secondary?
receive, the secondary is you receive
If you have
1
Mechatol
command
Rex, it
counter
gives you
for every
6
3
influence.
influence you spend.
So you just exhaust that and get 2 command counters. So anybody can exhaust
You want an extra
influence
one?
to get it. So I have one that's 3 influence and 0 things. So since no one picked political, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to exhaust this to get a command counter.
What do you mean, why would you choose that when you said that nobody has political?
Because I might want to save my influence for a political phase, but it doesn't matter because no laws are going to be passed this round.
Oh,
Okay,
does it
perfect,
exhaust
got it.
if I use all this, but I haven't used this yet?
Yep. So you won't be able to use the money,
Oh.
but you will get a
So
command
he'd
counter.
rather use the influence because
So I'm
the
gonna go ahead
influence
and
isn't
get a
going to matter.
Me
This
too.
round.
Yep.
I'm
going to get a
The
command counter.
also-
influence is the red.
So you found one that you found enough to do it. Oh, you're just going to waste all your money? You just need
I'll
it that
be,
bad?
I'll be fine with money
All right,
everywhere else,
so-
assuming everything works the way I think it's going to.
I have
So
one of these
yeah,
guys.
that's a
Well,
good
we'll find out.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Then
so you
I'm gonna
might as well
exhaust
exhaust
it, get a
that to get a
command
command counter because it's not going to do you anything else this
So are
round,
you gonna
especially
use
since this is already is not in play.
He doesn't have one of those either.
Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of influence.
No.
Okay, doke. So that should be everybody for your secondary.
Can I put this back?
Yep.
Can I trade action cards like they're trade cards?
I'll
Nope.
have to buy.
So trade.
Crazy
So your
stuff.
turn, sir. You can do whatever you want.
All right. So I guess I will go ahead and do the.
What ability makes it where that
If
doesn't
I
cost
were to
trade?
build another one of these somewhere,
If you want to do the trade action, I'll
Does
trade
that
you a
mean I
1-for-1
can
on trade.
Let's do it.
more troops because
Yeah, and you can
But I
build it
have
in
to
2
do-
different areas.
So
At
you'll
the
get 3
same
trade
time?
goods immediately.
No, so
So
it's
it's
whatever
anytime you
system
build
that you
it,
built it in a
so you
different
can
system.
use
Because you
the-
probably wouldn't want them to be in the
That is
same system.
right.
But if you built it
Or
like,
if you attack
if
my
you
ground
activate
forces,
this one,
For your
you
action.
can
I
build
usually
one
build it for free. My
here,
ground forces
and
get
then
+2.
you'll be able
That's really
to
nice.
next
I'll end
turn
up getting
like,
4.
create
Yes.
troops here and create troops here.
I'm not sure.
Yours can also
we'll
move, so you
double
can
check.
start moving them around the board, so
Well,
you
it
can
depends
create
if this-
things further out.
Okay.
Is after.
But I would have
think
to
it's
do
Yeah.
2
after,
actions
but
to be able
we'll
to
see.
build on both of them.
Okay. Either way, you're good.
So
Right.
if I have one,
Basically,
one
whenever you
here, one
activate the
here,
system with it in it, you would be able to do
so
it.
I just am exhausting more of those 2. It would be nice if you could use 1 action just to build.
Yeah, basically the way everything works in this game is you spend an action to
For
do
a
something in
square.
that specific system.
Whose turn?
Yes,
All right.
trade.
Trade.
So you can either
Don't we get our
start
stuff?
doing trades. Well, first he gets his. It's all the top part and then everything.
Okay, so this. And then
You can either A, cancel all of them, or B, open up agreements with everybody.
okay.
I'm pretty sure if you cancel them, you don't get the 3 either, so you probably want to open up agreements.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And that says
then we
here,
set the trade.
and then I was gonna do a trade with Matt, but that might be part of the open trade.
Yeah, so you can do the trade with Matt, which it looks like you guys have already switched them, right? Yeah.
Okay.
And then you still have your other one, which you could do with someone else. You can do it with her. I don't have any that I can do it with.
Does that
I think
trade
you're-
affect take
I'm already
this
full
round
too.
or is it next?
Like, do I not get these 3
You will be able
resources?
to. You will get that
You have to wait
this
until
round,
the
but you can
trade
still
turns down
try to
because
trade
your
this
trade
like.
might not be the
Well,
same.
what I'm
With-
like we're
What
doing
does
a
that mean?
trade now. Why
you say?
get the trade
So
good?
you have to wait until
Yes.
the open trade
So it'll
gets
get
done,
forced.
then you get it because
Well, he gets the 3 first. Then you
And
have
then-
to do all the negotiations. So do you want to try to
Is that
get rid
on
of
the
your other
second
one as
phase, I
well?
guess?
The only other person that has an open one is her.
But he doesn't honor all of his trades.
What do you mean?
What?
His,
Am I right?
no, his race doesn't have anything to actually do with that.
Okay, never mind.
So if it's a trade, I get it.
And what is there a special ability that says something about trades with you or anything? I don't think it does.
No.
It says technology.
There's a lion
when
guy.
you destroy at least one enemy, he can steal the technology.
Plus,
Yeah.
to do
And he can't vote on political
or
agendas.
attack if he has an agreement with you.
So you can do 1 and 1 with
2
you
for
and 2 and 2 for her,
There you go.
which means that everybody's all traded out to everybody.
Nice.
Okay.
But
So-
and now you get your 3 for it regularly, and then you also get your 3 for that.
Okay.
Everybody else, starting clockwise, you can spend strategy allocations to fulfill
Absolutely.
yours
Strategy
You have
allocation
to
is do
spend a
what?
strategy allocation
to,
your
to get
resources.
the trade goods off of them.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to probably do that also to get money.
So what do you do with the trade goods once you have
They
them?
just count as money to be able to spend, just like you spend
so
your
they're one
planets.
each.
Why don't you one of those in your
So I'm gonna get 3,
So I get 3 too.
You put those.
but you have to
there.
spend one of these.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I plan on
So just put it
using
back
a
in
lot
your
of the
box.
secondaries, which take the strategy allocation.
Can you get me 3 dice?
Dude, I like this shit.
I'll give all of it to you.
Oh, yeah, the flagship.
Yeah.
So that's this one, which costs
Plus
10.
my warfare makes it. to
But
where I
normally it
get
has
everyone
something
on
specifically that helps your race.
So
So, oh, okay.
And I'm pretty sure they
Oh,
all.
it builds.
Yeah, you can build these, but you have to build it into your home system.
Okay, but that thing has a build capacity. Is that just for me, or does other people?
I'm pretty sure it's just for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that thing can just walk around and be like, people.
Yeah, they're all special for each race.
Sweet.
'Cause it's basically your flagship, like your
Yeah, man.
special racial ship thing.
That move of one. Though.
Okay, so that was trade. Everybody did all their trade stuff, right?
Oh, I'm sending the one command to get my trade.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, you're getting 4, so you probably definitely should.
Yeah.
Okay, Federation of Soul. It is now your turn.
okay, I'm gonna do warfare.
Nice.
The second ability is that you spend 1 command counter from your strategy allocation area to choose 1 or 2 of your destroyer cruiser units anywhere on the board. Each unit may now move to an adjacent empty non-home system. Then place 1 of your command counters from your reinforcements in each destination center.
Yeah, that one's always terrible. Basically, you can move your cruisers and destroyers around, but you have to use strategy allocations to do it. We don't have strategy allocations. Do you have strategy? He doesn't have strategy allocations. You have it, and you could do that to move this guy somewhere, but it's just going to be him like by himself.
It said 1 or 2.
1 or 2.
So you could move these 2.
Well, that's a carrier, not a cruiser destroyer. So it's
Oh,
just
yeah,
cruiser
yeah.
destroyers.
Gotcha.
Basically, the warfare secondary ability is rarely ever used.
Makes sense.
Because if you're going to activate something, you might as well just do it with your own turn. So you can actually, because you don't get the rest of the activation turn, so you can't like
Right.
produce, you can't take over
So you're
planets or
doing
any
the
of that stuff.
primary though, right?
You already
I
did
already
the
did it.
primary.
And what'd you do?
I removed the command counter from
So
here.
they can move
Move it in,
Mhm.
yes.
I see.
Correct.
Any more
Don't
chats?
take that again.
I think that's it. No, I don't think anybody else said anything. We had 3 people watching us though.
I don't like it.
Woo! Okay, so Baron of Letnev, your turn.
Okay, well, unless you're planning on going to war with black, you're going to need to go this way. So I won't move that way. I'll let you.
Things
Go
did not
through the
happen the way I thought they
space.
were going to happen. So if I build stuff, which I want to do,
Mhm.
and like let's say I want to put my space dock here, does that mean all the stuff I built has to then go there with the space dock? Because I don't need another space dock right there. I want to build another space dock.
So you already controlled this one last turn.
Yes.
So you can put a token there and build a space dock on either of those planets, but you won't be able to build with that space dock this turn.
That's fine, but the
This
space
turn
dock
or
will
this
be there.
round?
This round.
The space dock will be there, and I can put my other stuff that I built here. Correct?
I mean, you can put another allocation token on here and then build stuff there.
So I'd have to spend 2 allocation tokens.
If you want
So
to
you would spend 1 to
basically
build a
anything
space dock
you
here.
ever want to do in a
Yeah.
hex, you have to spend an allocation token on that hex. So if you're trying to build a space dock here, you have to put a token here, and it would also lock up this area so these people wouldn't be able to get out.
Which I'm fine with them not getting out right
And then you have to spend another to build units here.
now. I know.
And you wouldn't be
Yes.
able to use this space dock until next round.
I'm going to go ahead and do my technology.
Logistics is a good card because it allows you to not be pinching pennies on all
Before
the,
you do
the
that,
command tokens.
Yes, sir.
is there any way I can get strategy allocation tokens back within this round?
It already happened because she did the logistics.
Because
I'm
you
gonna
buy them with
do
the influence for the
Perfect.
logistics.
Technology.
So yeah, I played that wrong then.
You can still do
Entirely.
it, can't you?
Oh, so you're not
Now,
gonna be able to get
do
the
I have to spend
technology.
a strategy allocation to get
Yeah,
technology?
because I put it
for
in
2
manual,
rounds?
not strategy
Yeah.
allocation.
To do the secondary, it always costs you strategy allocation.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Man, I wish you
I mean,
waited a turn.
if you wanted to be able to do the technology thing, I'm not opposed to you moving it around since you didn't know that you weren't
Okay.
going to be able to get
and
it.
I can only buy 1
Does
technology
anybody
at a
else have a
time.
problem with that?
No.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. That works for me.
Yes.
1 tech at a time.
Now, if we were all veterans.
Yes, you get 1 tech for free.
Absolutely not.
And then 1 that I could buy.
No, you don't get to buy one.
So you,
You just get 1 tech for free.
well, my race costs 1.
Right, so you have to pay for that
Yes.
if you're getting the race one.
So you only get 1 tech.
Yeah.
Got it.
So did you buy the race one?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't.
What does
move
it do?
last turn.
You may use your
Technology
race's
keep it
special
at 10.
ability during the invasion combat without paying the trade goods. Because right now it costs me 2 trade goods to use my special ability. Now it doesn't cost me anything to do my special ability. My special ability adds 1 to all my ships when attacking.
Yeah, but that says during invasion combat, which is on planets.
Is that not for
Not
when the
not
other
an
ships are
invasion.
in that?
Not for that. So there's two different types of combat. There's space combat and then invasion combat. Invasion combat is going to be
There is
when you're
another
going
tech
to the
that lets you add fighters to invasion combat.
that
Well, that's
sounds
not-
crazy. All the fighters just shooting everybody up on the planet.
I'm
like
spending
actually-
one for my
I
strategy.
just want to make sure
allocation.
you're clear on that before you.
Well, yeah, I may not.
You're spending.
But yeah,
Okay.
but it specifically
Well, not for my
says
strategy
invasion combat.
allocation?
Yeah, you may use your resource
What is
specialty during invasion combat. Well, that's just planets, and all the
What's-
planets around me are
what's
empty
the
right now, so I
secondary?
don't care about
So
that.
it now costs 2
Yeah,
less.
basically
when
it
you
makes it
use
so you can
this
blast people off planets
How do you
easier.
upgrade a technology?
When you use this
You
line,
can,
it's
Well, how do you?
Did you
It
buy your
costs
technology?
10 of the green.
I
plus
think that should be it.
Sources.
all right,
Yeah.
I'm buying mine, and it's not going to cost
Are
me
you
anything.
saying that right? Costs 10?
For
I'm just
one
gonna take
technology,
that.
yes.
10.
Back to
Yeah.
me.
And
It
you-
costs 10 for one technology, right?
It costs. How much does it say on there? It costs 8. It says on the technology card how much it costs.
But like normally it costs 10.
no, it normally
No.
costs 8 is what it says on the technology card.
Well, then we can pay to get -2 with the secondary ability. Because it doesn't say on the tech card how much each costs.
Yeah.
You don't own
The
all of it.
secondary ability on this is you can buy a technology for 8 resources.
Right, but if it were just not normal, could you just buy a tech?
No, you can never just buy a tech. This is the only way to get techs. So
Oh,
either A, you get the primary ability and do it for free, or B, you do the secondary.
Can I also do secondary?
Yeah. Because
You
you
can
got
only
one
get
free.
one tech per round.
There's a race that can do the secondary and do the primary, which is pretty sick. But no, you can't.
So,
I want to.
so you can buy the tech.
So I'm gonna buy.
for
I'm gonna
8.
use the secondary ability,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, so if you want to do that.
Do you have to buy them in any
and
particular
you have to
order?
spend a strategy allocation.
Certain
to do
ones have like
I did-
prerequisites
I
and
did.
stuff, but some of them like
So it costs
this
8
environment compensator doesn't have
No.
a prerequisite, so you can just
-2.
buy it. So
And
for blue.
3,
It
4.
requires this or this.
Can you choose which one you
currently have
technology, or you have
Can
you
I
just draw?
just see the? What is
You just
this?
draw what's on top.
No, you choose exactly which one you want as long as you have
So I would
prerequisites
have to
for
get
it.
one
So
of these.
basically, this
Yeah.
where the
To get
tech
that.
tree thing goes.
But I
There's
think those are
Yeah, basically, if some of them say you have to have this and this before you can get it. So basically, if you don't have those, you can't get it. And a lot of them are like the starter ones that you don't have to have anything for, and then it like branches out.
Honestly, the
Okay, so I bought the wrong.
can I borrow the Tech 3 page?
Yes, sir. You may.
Gracias.
So spending the
one.
So
Oh.
5. Definitely
get the
Oh,
environment.
I was looking at the micro technology.
So microtechnology.
The production capacity for space stocks is now increased by 1.
Honestly, that's a wrong.
So instead of
Oh,
my,
did we get the same thing?
Because the microtech is going to require.
so does that mean
Uh,
when it says increased by 1, does that increase my fleet thing or just
So it
increases?
requires-
No, it increases like here.
Oh, so
you
instead
can
of having
do
4, now that's 5 plus 2. So I
Uh,
could buy 7 ships,
7
just 7 big
Yeah,
ships.
that's
Okay.
Wow, advanced
Wouldn't do
fire.
that.
Now you can't buy 7 big ships at one time because
you
you
have the
only
money
have
for it.
4.
Well, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
That-
Yeah.
What color is it? Blue?
It's yellow.
Yellow? What's it called?
Enviro compensator.
Wish I had warfare.
Let's say
Warfare's a
plus
good
1
guy.
production capacity, so you can do 1 extra plastic unit. Is that what it
Yes.
is?
Oh yeah. This is exciting. Oh yeah.
I don't have nothing to say for that.
At night.
Oh yeah.
Ba-ba.
Actually, me and a guy at work the other day were discussing how the soundtrack to the prequel is better than the sequels in terms of.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I love the prequel soundtracks. There's only a couple songs from 4, 5, and 6 that I really like, but 1, 2, and 3. I'm excited for 7.
Is John Weaver's doing the score again? Or is it somebody else's turn?
I have no idea. Hopefully, if they kept anybody, they kept him.
Or maybe they'll hire Hans Zimmer. We'll just get a bunch of just horns consistently.
Well, how was the soundtrack on Star Trek? Like JJ, does he do a lot of soundtrack?
I am done,
See,
so
I
it is now Matt's turn.
I don't remember.
I activated
don't
the
either.
system and
I
built
was
the
just
ships.
worried.
Now here you go.
Okay, so I, with my technology thing, bought XRD transporters.
I've got
My
so
carriers
much
have an
money.
additional movement. So these guys.
So where do you transport it?
Move it over here. So I'm gonna claim both of those planets.
That's what I should have bought.
F you, Matt.
Sorry.
No,
Move over
it's
there.
not. No, it's no. No, I can't. Is there a victory point on that? No, there's not.
Okay.
But there's an artifact.
There's no artifact in this section. He told me to go over there.
I'm sorry, man. You know what this?
I mean, I'll get it.
So how do I?
So this stays on the planet.
Okay.
This goes here. I need one of your flags. You go for one. Here's this.
No, but like, so we can lose control of these. So like, you
Yes.
could attack me and then just
Yes.
take it. Okay.
And that is on the planet with less resources. So.
Alright.
Okay, so next it is your turn.
Okay, so I think
You can move things, you can build more things.
I'm gonna move these guys.
Rob, I was actually really excited when I was looking through your song list.
Seriously?
I have it on shuffle.
Well,
Why?
Can't tell you.
No, seriously, why? You realize that these guys next turn are gonna immediately jump on them.
But they're bound.
Yeah, next round I'm gonna
I
destroy
understand.
our grid.
I understand.
No.
What were you
So
excited
should it
about?
be better if I just
did you have the
just do
Anakin
these
versus
two then?
Obi-Wan?
Yes.
I have these guys here.
I think
You're
that's
trying to
what's
tell me
playing
that you
actually
have
right
to
now.
do it?
I just
Like you don't have a choice?
No, Duel of the Fates is playing right
I
now.
want to do my objective.
I just think it's interesting because
You
it's like
understand what I'm saying?
it uses
I
themes from the
want-
third,
I
but
want
it
to
also does
Do
callbacks
this
to
so I
the
can do the next.
Phantom Menace.
You want me to put it on right now?
Nah, man, you good. This is
I have it on
I mean,
shuffle.
I'm gonna have to kill your people. That's all.
I
I'm
This is
saying.
like, I'll
Yeah,
continue
so you'll
on.
have
But I
less
still
people
get to
die.
move on.
Okay, that's fine.
I just thought this was kind of appropriate.
So that's
for
up to you. You have to
Galactic.
fight my guys off the planet.
Yeah.
but-
So,
So
you're
would it
gonna
be
need
better?
to bring
Would
enough
it be better
to
to
make
put this
sure
guy
you
there?
do
Maybe?
it.
No.
I don't know.
If you know that your units are going to die there, don't send a bunch. Send
gotta
just what
send
you need
enough
to take it.
To
So
take it.
2 ground troops and a cruiser carrier should be enough.
So do that.
That's a fighter.
She doesn't have any. She can't take that too. That was from a different sector.
Where
But you took them from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like guy for guy, pretty much.
But
Well,
but
bring your
couldn't you?
tank.
Well, this is an anti-air.
No, it's not.
No, it's a mechanized unit.
You get to roll 2 dice with
If
that.
you're trying to complete your objective, you need to bring that guy.
I thought I got a PDS. Is
That's
what
what
I
that
thought I
is.
was
That's not a
buying.
PDS. It's a.
That's what I thought I bought.
Oh well, no, that's the other one. You can put the PDS out there if that's what you want. That's not going to help you fight on this. So.
Although, he won't be able to bombard you because the PDS provides a shield that stops bombardment, right? Am I wrong?
I
So
think you have to have like
The
special
PDS
stuff for
isn't
that.
going to matter whatsoever.
PS is just allow if someone comes in that area, they get
Does
to
it
shoot.
do
people.
more damage
It
when you
basically it protects people on that planet from taking it back from you is what it helps it do.
So it would
Which
be
is
better.
not what you were saying that you were trying to do. You
Well,
said
if
you're
I've
trying.
got it, I might as well try to keep it, right? I mean, do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Rob gets to help you now.
okay.
I was gonna say,
I'm not helping you anymore.
I was gonna say,
Hold on.
at least on this,
If
you
you're
wanna
trying to
be-
do for an objective,
Because
an objective or points, win the battle. Win it. So if you have to
That's what I'm trying to do.
sacrifice, it doesn't matter because you're still going to get that victory point. And so just know though
I'll
it's
just leave this guy then.
Oh,
Okay.
I think she has a
Sorry,
subjective
I'm
idea.
sorry. Sorry.
Well, screw both you guys. Go the other direction.
All right, so
I'm
I
not
have to roll,
attacking you
right?
with it, though.
you have to attack the battle commences. I don't
So
know
what
how,
do I
the
do?
guy you made mad is you.
I'm sorry.
So how do you do battles?
So there's no air combat, but we have to roll for ground combat.
So these guys,
Yeah, so we need the dice. Where's?
and
let me
I'm
have one of
using.
these
Am I
guys.
using one of these? Like what?
Yes, you have to. Not there.
Because-
It goes. One of these has to go into that area, so you can't activate it again.
Okay.
Okay. So now we roll combat with our ships, or with our forces, because basically you're sending both of these guys down to the planet. They're trying to attack this guy.
Okay.
So We're basically going to both be rolling at the same time. My guys need 8s to hit. Both these guys need 8s to hit. I don't have anything special. You don't have anything special that helps with these combat units, do you? I don't think so. Yours is all movement
I
stuff.
don't think so.
And then the other guy hits on a.
And my carrier does
He
nothing.
rolls 2 dice and hits on
And I may
6s. So
start
carrier does
fighting
nothing.
the
Okay.
Sumerian if they take it.
So I guess let me go ahead and roll for my little guy, even if he's just going to die. I'll let you roll just a second. So I'm just going to roll for mine to see if at the end of this round, you guys are still going to be able to attack me back. At the end of this round, if I roll an 8 or higher, then one of your guys has to take a hit.
Hey, didn't
You
you,
know what
just
movie
take
this is
this?
from?
So that's a 10. So
Didn't
one
you
of you guys
just
is
take
going to
this?
take a hit at the end of the round.
So don't you have to place the
So
command center
you
saying
can
that
roll,
Move
Two.
down.
and
A
on
token.
your
right.
you can just roll all these, and
He'll
this will
move
be
one.
for all of them. The red are this guy's attacks. He needs 6s to hit, and then the black is this guy's attack, and he needs 8 to hit.